Oh, whatever shall I do? I don't even know where I got this.
Are we live, guys? If we are, I can't read.
We
the
are
comments 'cause
going.
I'm too far away.
Hopefully it'll work good.
Hopefully we're live.
Because we're 2 live streams on 1 Starlink.
Awesome.
To let you know.
Waiting on the comments. People, comments.
Oh,
Hit the
goodness.
button.
It's not showing up yet.
Hold on. That's because you weren't in there.
Houston, are we having problems?
It was doing chats.
Jen, are we seeing comments on?
I see comments
I don't even
online.
see you on here yet. I can see the
It
chat.
shows
Bear
I'm
with us,
live.
guys, we've never done this before, either of us. We're doing 2 lives at the same time.
There we go.
Is it on?
It's on.
Steve's live.
Yep. Now we're watching one of my ads. Alrighty, we're working on it, boys and girls. Somebody start commenting. We got 24 people on, 10 likes.
Go on it so I can see the lives. Now it's
Reconnecting.
live.
You're live. All right, there we go.
All right, now we have to figure out how to take turns and answer all of these. This is gonna be something tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
folks.
All right, so
We're not gonna go home till like 2 in the morning.
while they figure it out. Yeah. Well, I just ate a little bit because I was a little hungry. So, what's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Oh, I'm kind of in your frame. All right, there we go.
There we go.
Maybe we should let me back the tripod up a little bit. All right, false start.
Look, you guys are double.
There we go.
Doubled
If
up.
you guys could see our view, we have 2 cameras set up here on a tripod, and it's
Yeah,
quite fancy like.
I'm doing mine whistling diesel style with the GoPro clamp to a tripod. It's literally clamped to the tripod.
No joke.
Like
It
for
is.
real, it's working good.
It's high end.
Yeah,
He even had a spare clamp for us, so.
That's
thank you for
right.
that.
spare clamp, that's right. So what's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. So we're on 2 channels, literally live. Hopefully the stream will work good because we're live streaming not 1 channel but 2 at the exact same time through 1 Starlink, which every now and again gets a little dicey. So if it works, it works. If it don't, then somebody's going to have to abandon the stream, whichever. We're going to run what we run. All righty. So how did this all happen? Well, I'll be honest with you, as embarrassing as it sounds. Okay, so some of this was already pre-done. Like, they were over here yesterday, not yesterday,
A couple days
Two
ago.
days ago.
shooting the crap. I literally was still in the middle of working on Orwell, sitting right here, because Orwell had another little issue. You fix one problem, and that creates the next problem, which is still on that table over there. I need to clean up. So anyway, I'm trying to remember how, but long story short, you guys had done a live. I've seen your channel before you guys moved out here. You reminded me the other day that there was a transmission issue you had where you away from home, and my comment was something along the line of, that's why I dragged my crap back home and fixed it myself, or something along that line. And they remembered it, and I totally forgot about it. And the next thing you know, I start seeing comments, hey, Trucking Together is coming up, moving near where you live, and I'm like, who are they?
The guys that drive for US Express?
And I felt bad. I can't remember what channel that is.
Is US Express still even
They
around?
they drove for US Express. It's a husband and wife. She doesn't drive, he does. It's a totally different channel than what we do.
Hey. But the color is the same. I mean, the trucks look like US
Well, that's
Express.
true.
It's a red truck.
So I wasn't sure exactly, so anyway, one of my comments were like, hey, they're trying to get a hold of you. Because apparently you guys did a live like 2, 3, 4 days ago. And I guess somebody mentioned me and then or something, because I never saw
They
that
always
part
do.
yet.
When they think of Wisconsin, they think of you.
It's Steve.
Oh,
They
really?
make sure we know.
So
we need to know that you are
Wisconsin,
here.
so let me get this straight. So when you talk about Wisconsin, they think of the guy from New Jersey,
Yes.
Yes.
because I live in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Sweet, already.
You're the ambassador.
There you go. So finally I just said, hey, shoot him an email, shoot you guys my email, and then I left you a comment, and then you found me on Facebook.
Yep.
On my trucking site. So I got the app, and I'm like, oh shoot, and you guys are working on another truck,
Yep. Just
Yeah.
down
not
the road.
far from here.
Down the road.
And,
Still working
I
on
said
it.
not to be super weird or anything, but I kind of know where your shop is because I saw Orwell out there, and he
Okay.
said, "Hey, come on down."
Yeah, I don't exactly hide Orwell's headquarters, location, home base kind of deal. I mean, it's a shop. It is what it is. I got parked outside. But I'm not on the main road. I'm on like a secondary road, which is perfect for trucks, because you can run trucks through here, so it worked out perfect. Because last thing I needed was to be based on a road with a frost law or something. You can't get your
Oh,
own
that'd
crap
be
in.
amazing.
But that would be totally terrible if I couldn't get my own
Our road
crap.
has a frost law.
That's our house. So.
Wait, yeah, well, you're not bringing heavily loaded trailers
No,
to your
we're not.
crib.
I think it's what 20,000 pounds per axle, or 12,000 per single, or I don't know, something like that.
Oh, so hiding behind me like always is Jen. Oh, so with that, I'm trying to get in frame so you can come in with it. There you go. See, all right, we're trying to. I can't see how we are with mine, but I think we're basically serious.
I think we're probably. You know what?
Pretty good.
I'll check. How about that?
Yeah, go make sure. So long story short, I wanted to plug the fact that, at least on my end, I don't know about them, I'm trying to talk them into it, but there's logistical child care issues to come up. But for us, our youngest is growing out the house, so that's cool. So yeah, Thursday on the 21st, first day of Mid-America Trucking Show, I'm going to be doing a meet and greet at the Green APU booth between 2 and 4 p.m. So if you guys coming out to Mass, come down, check it out, say hi, shoot the crap, shake my hand, tell me I suck, whichever you got to do. Because recently, oh wait, we're working on this. At least I should, well, not you guys, but me. That's what the video I was filming today. We're working on the Hemi Dooley. I only have one light on there yet. The light that is in the. Long story short, if you guys hated or had a problem with the escort service with Tim Gentry we did, oh, you're gonna love it now because we're setting this truck up nice. Had to bring it up. So yeah, let's get that over. But yeah, so if you liked it, you come out to the Mid-America Trucking Show, tell me how great it was. If you didn't like it, come out to the Mid-America Trucking Show, tell me how crappy it was. Either way, so we'll be at the Green APU booth. Jen's coming too, by the way. So it's gonna be me, Jen, and our new mechanic, he's coming too. He's all set up and psyched to come out too. So he's coming out too. So that's Green APU booth Thursday, 21st, between 2 and 4 p.m. That's where we'll be. Come check us out. We'll be there all 3 days. Hopefully you guys will come too, maybe. If not, then
Yeah, I don't know what
we'll
we're
just
gonna
miss
do.
you.
Yeah, you might miss this.
Hang out with all the other.
We might just randomly show up unannounced too. I mean,
I would.
yeah.
I would.
I actually got an invite today.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I got an invite to stop by someone's
See.
booth. So we'll see.
Oh, I'm just now hearing about this.
It's a product I've yet to install on the truck.
Oh, okay, I know.
Alrighty, so we got some good comments going on over here.
Yes.
Already got a super chat. Yikes. Scroll, make sure it's the only one we got. Alright. I always feel bad if you. One of these days, I ought to do a live where I will only read hater comments if it's in the form of a super chat.
Oh, I like
Because
that.
most haters are just in their mom's basement with no money. So I'm like, okay, if you need me to take you serious, you're going to have to pay for it. Everybody else can tell me their normal stuff for free, but haters would need to pay. I didn't do that. I'm not doing that now, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, super chats, Mr. Shooter 4 for $5 USD says, love it when you collab with other channels. It helps give a better sense of community to the industry. Keep on trucking. Mr. Shooter 4, absolutely correct. One of the things I like to do with the channel, and that's a goal of mine, is that, especially when you look at other channels, right? You got everything from Tim Gentry, the way he runs things, me, the way I run things, Rob over at SH2, you got the guys at Semi-Casual, got Fitzgerald Collision and Repair guys down there, they're doing their thing. But the point is, life today in trucking is so bland and friggin' boring, okay? You see all these company trucks.
About that.
You see all these company trucks running around, they look like they're made out of Tupperware.
There's no.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, we have Tupperware trucks.
Yeah, but you at least try to make your stuff look good.
Ours look good.
But the point is, you see these run-of-the-mill company trucks out there, and I'm sorry, but there's no originality in trucking.
There's no character.
Yeah, there's no character. Exactly. So I don't know. To me, it's like you see between me keeping old trucks running to people buying brand new trucks and fixing them up and decking them out. It's the originality to it, where you actually take pride in what you do. And the industry, I feel, has been regulated to where most drivers today have no pride in anything that they do. And it shows not only in
I can tell you
trucking,
that
but
for
in
a
life.
fact, as me and Martin, we managed drivers for years.
Right?
Of all the drivers we managed, I think only the one guy that polished the truck, he was like the only one that took pride. No, two drivers, I think, took pride in their trucks.
I mean, if you call that polishing, you just wiped it down with the dryer.
But I mean,
But it was good enough.
It's more than what I do.
we managed like 21 drivers at any given time, and out of those 21, I feel like only probably 2 guys took pride in the ride.
Most company guys are only in it for a paycheck, though.
So we did get another super chat, $1.99 from Steam and Demon says, have them introduce themselves. Never saw them before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'll shut up, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What's up, everybody? I'm Alice. This is my husband, Martin.
I am her husband. Mark.
He is. We are trucking together here on YouTube, and we are a husband and wife team. Sometimes we run as a team. Other times we are just out running our business together as a team. I have my CDL. We each have our own truck. So if you check out our channel, you can see the trucks. We actually have 3 trucks.
We have a truck and a half each.
We have a truck and a half each. There we go. We each have our own truck and a spare.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been trucking for 19 years, and you're on what, year 22?
Yes.
So we just moved out here to Wisconsin from I don't want to say from California, and yeah, we decided to take it upon ourselves that we should come meet this guy because
You know, that's
all of our
funny.
great viewers tell us we should.
That's funny you mentioned that coming out of Cali. I was watching that last live.
Yeah.
I put it on while I'm driving, so I've been running around parts errands and crap. So I just put it on, throw it in the console, and just let the audio play. You don't have to actually watch some stuff. But
No,
anyway,
you don't.
No, you
We're,
don't. You can
but
listen.
you were saying about the differences between, because Matthew, I got custody of Matthew right before freshman year in high school. He went to Freedom High School down here. So, from where he was growing up with his mother in Pennsylvania to here, it was a better school, but there wasn't a massive difference. You guys are talking about a huge difference
Oh yeah. for
between
sure.
California public schools and schools here in Wisconsin. I'm like, I never thought of how bad you guys had it out
Yeah,
there.
it's what you guys hear about California. A lot of it is probably true. It's
Most
pretty,
of it,
pretty.
most of it, if not all of it, is true. Yeah.
You're pretty deprived out there on a lot of things. Unfortunately, there's
A lot of. Let's just put it this way: it's a lot of crazy.
there's a lot of mismanagement, and the kids are suffering. So I'm really happy to be here. I think it's a good environment to raise a family. We love it. We even love the weather.
Oh, the weather's nice.
Speaking of, it is
Actually,
great.
it's been a really
This
weird
winter.
winter.
It's
This
been
this
amazing
winter's
here so
amazing.
far.
There's literally there's not even a plow pile out front. Usually,
No,
plow
it's
piles
gone.
last till like mid-May.
It's gone.
No, they're all gone. So yeah, to introduce, I'm trying to figure out, so introducing you to my channel, you're originally from Washington State,
Yes,
and you grew up
Michigan, southwestern Michigan.
southwestern Michigan.
he is my mail order husband. I met him online, and I said, "You want to hang out with me? You got to live with me."
We
So,
met on
come
Large
out.
Car Mag.
Yeah, it was an
of
old
all
message group.
places.
board
Really?
called
Okay.
Watch Car Mag. And yeah, we met on there.
Me and Jen actually met, I've never really talked about it as much on the channel, but me and Jen actually met via a radio show that I did some work for in Florida years
Oh,
ago.
right.
We're fans of the same show because that show used to do a lot of work with Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And in that show that me and Jen were fans of, excuse me, we just started yapping back and forth on Facebook. Her name actually is very similar to my cousin's name. First name Jennifer, middle name Lynn. Obviously different last names. So I would always confuse her with my cousin just when I see with Jennifer Lynn. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's some other. And I just assumed because she was a fan of the show and all that, I always thought she was from Florida. And we actually started talking. She's like, no, I lived in Philadelphia. And I'm like, damn, that's like an hour from Mom's. My parents still lived in Jersey at the time. Because I grew up there. So
And you were here though at the time.
I
or-
lived here.
Okay.
And then, I've lived up in Wisconsin since 09, when I actually moved out of PA and came here in 09. May of 09.
That's what year we met, right? 09?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, every time I go see my mom, I can just ride out from my mother's house and go see Jen in Philadelphia. So it's the first time I went out, I met her. Well, we actually met like in person because we talked a god awful lot over Messenger. I brought, at the time, this was before I had Orwell, I had a blue Classic XL 2001. 1 year too new, that's why I sold it. And the second date, I picked her up on my Goldwing because I rode out there to pick up Matthew, bring him here for his summer. And then I dropped off, I literally rolled into Pennsylvania, picked up Matt from his mom's house, dropped him off at my mom's house, stay overnight. Next morning, came out, picked up Jen with the Goldwing, and I rode her out to, our second date was on a battleship, New Jersey, in Camden. So we walked around the battleship. That was like our second date, which is kind of an interesting spot. I was trying to be original. And the funniest part of that story was, I I probably talk a big game. That's the thing. Most people on this channel, they know me from driving truck. Well, that's a profession, and there's other customers involved, insurances, other companies. So you kind of have to behave. When I'm in my personal vehicle, things are a little different. And that's where some of the hate started with this last Gentry move. Personal vehicles are different for me. So I'm like, okay, so my attitude is different. I ride motorcycles, obviously. We run hard, okay? So I picked Jen up, and I didn't want to scare her on the bike. And it's a Honda Goldwing. Like, how fast am I going with that? So I took it. Yeah, but I took it to 85. So it's kind of old. It's not really that fast, but it'll go. It'll do triples. It just takes a while to get there, but it'll go.
It'll do it.
So Jen was like, when we got to the battleship, she said, so I thought you were like some badass that drove real hard. And I'm like, oh, I was being good. I don't want to scare you. She's like, try me. I'm like, okay. So on our way back to Philadelphia, I opened it up.
You're like, crap, I got an 85 Gold.
Yeah.
Do that.
Well, she likes it on the Harley. We do, I'll gas the hell out of that Harley and go. The Razor, the only thing she's afraid of on the Razor is the big hills.
Did I ever ride?
Well, we'll run on a trail.
Once.
I didn't like it.
We'll go on a railroad trail. We'll get up to like 70, 80 mile an hour on a railroad trail, so it's a flat grade. There's trees like both sides of you. So if you hit one of those trees, you're done. Like, it's game over. That don't frighten her. Slowly climbing up a hill, she's like,
You guys like heights?
no, heights, you're on the ground.
Jen and I both have in common, we do not like the hills and the side-by-side. I was telling them that, because Steve and Jen have a side-by-side. Martin and I rented one time, and I was like, I was so terrified. Never again. I'm good.
I'm gonna have you drive mine then.
I will drive
You don't wanna
like
drive
a
it,
grandma.
Steve. It's gonna come up all the intake valves.
Matthew already wrecked it.
No.
My
It's
son.
not gonna go very fast.
Let me thank a super chat here though from Randall Bird. Randall Bird, thank you very much. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel bad. It's hard to get to them. They're all young.
I know,
Stories.
and the comments go so quick too.
No, we met in 08.
Did we meet?
Yeah, we met in 08. We got married in 09.
No, we met in 09 and we got married in 09. Because we got married in January of 09.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, we met, Martin and I, we met in Phoenix, Arizona. I was under a load and he took a load out there and that was quite the ordeal because my truck broke down and his load, something was wrong with it. They had shavings in the yogurt or something and you had to take it back.
I loaded a load to El Paso and I was just going to bounce to Phoenix from El Paso because there's nothing going on and this was Christmas. And the load was going to go to Mexico. It was just, I think, pork, stomachs, trimmings, whatever, just crap that they, I don't know, either use down there or it's dog food. And
I was thinking hot dogs.
yeah, that too. They didn't have customs papers to cross the border, and I was literally in El Paso, and I was in Van Horn, Texas at the pilot, stopped her to get something to eat, and they called me and said, hey, can you take that back to Iowa? Because they don't have customs papers. They will not unload you. In the meantime, she was a day away, or like a half a day away. But luckily for me, I took that load back, and I took a nap in Iowa, and I still beat her out there because she ended up crapping the short drive shaft between the through shaft.
What's that highway, 152?
152 in Gilroy, in California, and it took a little bit for her to get fixed, so I was waiting on her in Phoenix.
Yeah, so we got together on January 2nd, was it, or the 1st? It was something. And we went and unloaded my load of dog beds to, was Costco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Costco. And
we met at Danny's Truck Resort, which I guess is no longer. I think TA bought
I heard that they got bought out, which is unfortunate. And we went to Vegas. We rented a pickup truck and went to Vegas because we're crazy like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
First, we went to Flagstaff. She didn't like walking on ice.
No, I still don't. So where do I move? Somewhere's got a lot of ice.
You got them chains for your shoes.
I do got them chains.
Do you really?
Studded shoe tires.
No, she's worried about because she's got those bad knees.
I do.
So she's worried about popping one out because her knees dislocate easily.
They do.
So
So if you're just joining, boys and girls, this is Trucking Together YouTube channel. They are another YouTubers, obviously, truck drivers also, obviously, and they actually moved not that far from here. So it was like, well, hey, let's just get together one time and start trying to do some collabs and just basically, it's nice to have people that are
So
do the
nice.
same crap that we do. It
Yes.
sounds dumb, but like, it's hard as truckers to like get. granted, I'm home a lot more, but we're always busy here. You know what I mean? I always try to make time. And it sounds dumb, but it's just not a lot of people that like we really click with.
Exactly.
No, it is. Especially trucking and YouTubing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that adds a lot to
So
it.
it's really cool because like he gets it and we get it, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like kindred spirits.
Facts.
For
But
sure.
yeah, so I figure I might want to mention that because that's the whole point of even doing the live was try to get. So if you're not FSC Trucking, if you're not subscribed to Trucking Together, you need to get on with that. Watch use your phone. Keep an eye on your numbers to see. Well, can you?
Well,
you're
we're on
reading.
there.
Well, I'm
She's
reading. I got
reading
some
the
comments I
comments.
wanted to read you
Oh,
because
yeah, go
some
for
of
it.
our viewers wanted to ask some
Well,
questions. But on that note too, a lot of our
likewise.
viewers are subscribed to Steve. But if you are not, definitely check out Steve's channel. He just hit 100,000, guys.
100,000, just nailed it.
100,000. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how long that took too? Damn. And the
Yeah.
last like 1 or 2,000, they were like the slowest. Oh God! I think I started the channel. I worked for 2 years for free before I even monetized. It took me 2 years to get 1,000, but it was an automotive channel back then. That's a very, very cluttered up space. As soon as I put Orwell, which is my 1984 Peterbilt cab over, so I put that on the channel, it just took off. Everybody wanted to see. So I literally bought and had no intention of putting it on YouTube. I literally bought a 1984 Pete cab over and just got it back in running condition and just started driving it. So it's like literally what I am on YouTube is exactly what I would do without YouTube. It didn't make a difference when it came to how I was going to operate a truck. What I do now is what I was going to do on camera, off camera, made no difference. I literally was hiding because I thought the channel would think it was stupid.
You know what really
True story.
surprised me about our
I think-
channel?
I think where you're coming from though is people don't see trucks like that on the road anymore.
They don't.
And people that used to see trucks like that on the road before, you'd like to see a truck like that on the road.
And the thing that bought a cab over had nothing. All I was looking for was when I bought Orwell. All I was looking for was pre 2000, so 99 and older. But anything that's emissions and ELD exempt, that's still still an electronic engine. Like your 3406E, C15 Cats, your 60 Series Detroits, and on and on. Those are worth at the time, they were worth a fortune.
A lot. They still
So
are.
if you started to get into the mechanical stuff, you started getting into more reasonable pricing. However, also you got to bear in mind, I thought the ELD mandate, I'm not going to get into politics of it, but I thought under the regulation reduction, that was going to just be like, boink, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it hit.
It
And
happened.
I was like, I thought it was, oh, nope, so it hit. So after that, I'm waiting on speed limiter mandate to hit. Everything I have will be exempt from that too.
There you go.
Because I'm running mechanicals, there's no ECM to do it, so my speed limiter is my foot.
On
That's
our-
that.
On our channel, we're coming up on our 3rd year. We hit 1,000 in the first month, which was like, I could never have imagined. It was just like, whoa. But what's funny
Well, it took me
is
2 years.
Orwell was kind of your ticket.
Yep.
For us, what I found, because I thought, oh, we got it made. We got Fancy Hawk, it's a W900, that's cool. And then I got my Peterbilt hood truck. But what the audience, at least on our end, what they're really into is the 579s. Can you believe that? The 579 videos are some of our most popular videos on the channel. And I would have never guessed that.
I'm going to give you, from what I see, and this is one of those things where,
Steve's like, I gotta buy me a 570.
no.
They are comfortable, Steve.
I'm sure they are. It's just there's two factors when it comes to the way the channel works. You can have cool content and you can be a dud.
Yeah.
You could be the coolest person ever and your content's a dud. Neither channel will work. Fact is, you have to be who you are, and you have to keep it. You have to keep that going as to who you are, stay the way you are. But if you have no personality and your truck is terrible, you're totally dead in the water.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's a mix of both. So it's also might also not just be the 579. It might also be just who you are.
Well, but I can see a difference though in the
I think a lot of
579
people,
videos.
well, that aside, I think a lot of people they can kind of relate to it, and it's like, well, this truck has this problem. Oh, I got the same problem. Let's see how I can go about fixing
sure.
it. And
Well,
we've been through it all on those trucks.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, that's one of the things we do a lot on our channel.
Because people nowadays aren't going to go buy an 84
Mr.
Cavalry
Fix
like
It
you,
here.
and they're going to go on trucking with it. Because
The biggest hang up with anything like that, and I tell people all the time, if you can't do the majority of the maintenance, at least the basic maintenance yourself, you're gonna have problems.
Oh,
if
for
you go
sure.
old as me.
big problem.
Because you go to a Peterbilt dealer, they don't know what to do.
I was
No.
shocked when I heard how much labor is at the Pete dealer out here. How much? What they said it was two.
That aside, I had an old timer a long time ago in Springfield, Missouri. I was getting parts for my E-model cat. I was in Springfield, Missouri at the Peterbilt dealer, and old timer came in there with a misfire at 3406B, and the tech's coming out there with this cat ET laptop. He's trying to plug into it.
Yeah, like, where do you hook it up?
No, you're not going to.
Right.
But how much is the labor
I
at
was like,
Peterbilt?
I'm like, hey, open the hood. Maybe the pump's got a plug for it.
There was a guy.
$235.
Thank you. And I thought it was, no, I thought you said like 290 something.
No, 235.
$235?
I think is the labor at Pete here at JXE.
That's
But a
lot.
good guy is hard to find because, like,
Yeah.
I'll give you a class. Well, that's why I'm hiring the guy that's coming in here in the springtime. That he's coming, like I said earlier, he's coming to the truck show. Sometimes I repeat only in the fact that a lot of people are just coming in here first. But anyway, I was actually out in California when I had my 379, and I had that before we did the crate motors. That was the original 3406E in that. And I brought it to a couple of different Caterpillar dealers. I started doing, I just had a random overhead, valve adjustment. And one of the Jake brakes was having problems with it. Like one of the stages were dead. And I thought it was an electrical thing, and it wasn't. And I literally brought it to a couple of different Caterpillar dealers, and nobody could figure it out.
Huh.
So finally, they were electrically checking it, but it would still fail. So then, just one tech, he was an older guy, and I wish I knew more about this thing. He said it wasn't like, I think one worked half-assed, but it wasn't. I assumed it was electrical. So like out of the three stages, one of them had like some weird mist to it. So of that one stage, it's 2 cylinders each pack.
Yeah.
One was working, one was not. And I think about it. So this old timer walked up to me. He goes, "I know exactly what's wrong with your truck." I go, "You didn't even look at it." He said, "I don't need to." So he tells the service writer, he's like, "Have him pull it in. I'm gonna take care of it real quick because we already looked at it. I think it was in there like in and out, still was failing." And the guy's like, "Just bring it in. We'll do it off the books. No problem. Take care of it." Took the valve covers off. And he had the guy that couldn't find the problem. He took the valve cover off, had the engine running, and there's a button you could push on top to make it. And he says, "Come here." Push the button. It squirts out.
Yeah, that's bad.
There's a pipe plug that unthreads. It used to be what they would do is I think Caterpillar would put a BB in there, and they would peen it over, and the BB would fall out, and the oil would go. Instead of working the Jakes, the solenoid would open, the plunger would hit, and it would squirt rather than push the exhaust valve open. It'll squirt it up right in your eye.
Right in your eye. Cummins says the same thing. They have this little check ball in there.
Yeah.
So
you ran a pipe plug in,
let's say
done.
your life froze. I don't know if it did or not, though. Do you have a way to check?
Yeah, no, we're moving.
We're moving. Okay.
It probably froze.
It's probably
It
maybe
does
on
that every
their
now
end,
and
or maybe
again.
it's a
Sometimes
freeze.
it'll freeze. You guys got to bear
Let
with
me get
it.
to a couple of these comments because we got a lot of comments here. A lot of my viewers want to ask you some questions, so I'm going to read
Oh yeah,
them
so start
off.
asking. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to read them off.
No,
First
we're
of all,
we're
let me
going.
go up here because I thought this comment was funny because we actually had this conversation earlier.
You got any water, baby?
One momento.
I'm thirsty.
Who said it? Who said? Oh, Blue Horseshoe says chairs.
Chairs.
We like to stand.
There's one right there.
We sit on our
Chairs.
asses all day
So
long.
when we got here, it's like, you got some chairs, Steve? He just has one. He has one chair.
One
So
big one.
the truck is our chair tonight.
He's got it back.
I just thought that was funny because we actually had that conversation earlier.
You need to use the step to full so you can get on the tailgate, Shorty.
David says that you came through a state of Arizona. He lives in Kingman, so I guess he's telling you hi.
What's up?
Ron Stewart wants to know, I see Steve's old Ford cab over in pieces.
Yup.
Any idea on the timeline for its restoration?
Oof, good question. Right now, the tanks, I dropped one of the fuel tanks off to get made. So the original tanks were only 100 gallon tanks. I wanted up to about 135, 140 range per tank. So we brought one tank with them down as a template so they know the size of the tank and come up with the right length of tank to get me through the capacity I want. They're also welding in flanges because those tanks I don't know if came with the truck. So they're welding flanges specifically for this build. That way, you don't need the fuel inlets on the top. We're going in with the side inlets that'll come in under the frame. Only on one side, it'll be still a mechanical, regular crossover. And then they're also putting a flange for a green APU to have the fuel, rather than just drill a hole in the tank and thread it in. The flange will already be in that tank. So the tanks are out getting made. Once I'm tired of tripping on that piece of frame over there, we're gonna make the frame template, and then that's gonna go out to PG Adams to get made. That way I'll have an all new frame with the holes already pre-drilled. Time frame on it, that's why we're hiring a full-time mechanic to get stuff going. Because right now I'm the editor, content creator / whatever,
Mechanic.
plus the mechanic, plus the driver. I'm overworked.
So are you still gonna keep it a single axle? No?
It's gotta be a double axle so I can make money with it. That's what them axles over there are for.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
So those are the original axles. Those are SQHDs, which God knows where they came from, but they're a max set.
Yeah.
And they came out of that 352.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going with them because the original axle had the Daytons. And that's the set I have, and they're the same. There's little differences, but they'll look the same. You gotta bear in mind,
that's the Dayton's on?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that truck has to look like it always
It's gonna
did.
look the part.
Well, no, it has to look like it always did because it was a 25-year static display with the chapel, the transport for
How many
Christ.
miles are on it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I never looked, to be honest.
Oh, come on.
Dominique might know. She's the one that helped steer to drag it out of there.
That interior looks clean in that truck, though.
It looks good. Actually, I might be the minority here, but
It'll
I really
open.
like it.
If I move the toolbox, you can climb up in there.
Oh, we can check it out later.
We let him take the horn later?
No, it's not
There's
gonna
no
work.
air.
There's no air.
I'd have to hook shop air up to it somehow.
Shop
Here's
air.
another thing. Like earlier, I was telling a bad joke, and Steve's like, "You're not funny." There we go again, not being
Oh,
funny.
that joke.
She was not. That's her exit. See this hair color? That's her exit strategy.
See now, if you spun the tripod, we'll probably do it a little bit later. You hold the camera and show it around. But the frame for the Ford is actually right next to the camera. Where literally all it is a frame, a muffler stack, a front axle, a bumper, and a passenger side headlight. That's literally all that's left of it.
That's like, yeah, that's all it is. All right.
No, you got it stripped down pretty good. Not too
Takes a
good.
lot longer than you think
No,
at that level.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it goes quick. Believe me.
No.
Nothing goes quick anymore.
Probably. Yeah, you got more questions, I'm sure.
I do. John Pryor Martin is the John Daly of trucking. He knows what's
I
up.
got the gut for it.
All right. There's some other ones. Let me squeeze through here and find them. Timmy G's hoping that we'll come to Louisville. You'll be there getting autographs. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well,
Have
like
you
I
had to
said,
sign your first autograph yet?
No,
actually,
they're
No.
not worth anything yet.
no. We have no stickers though. As long as we have them in the truck.
Literally,
People find us,
last
we'll
year-
put a sticker.
Nobody's asked us for it.
Last year, a guy bought a hat off of because Gentry had a booth at Max last year, and dude bought hats and stuff off of Tim, and he gave me the hat, and he's like, "Hey, can you sign it?" And I'll never forget. Like that was literally my first autograph.
one. You're never gonna forget it.
No, I was like, "Dude, really? Like, what's my?"
I don't think.
I mean,
I think the older generation, obviously, they're into that kind of stuff, but I don't think the younger folk care about signatures and autographs anymore.
This guy was he was 20s.
Was he?
20s. Me and Tim were signing quite a few. Once one started, they all started.
They all
We
started.
signed quite a few of them.
He started it.
Edward Williams has both lives going at the same time at his
Yep.
house, one on the iPad, one on the laptop. That is awesome.
I did see a comment on here, JM. I'm terrible at reading my own comments on this. We've just been over here having a grand old time shooting the crap. But yeah, JM asked, is that a new headache rack on the Dodge? So yeah, it's a back rack. The only reason I bought it is because I don't trust the strobe legs on the roof with magnet mounts. They might slide off the roof, believe it or not, and scratch the hell out of my roof. And then I wanted to get a back rack and put more lights on there. So yeah, so we're not only is it the back rack for the light. Well, actually the only reason I have it is for the lights. Because yeah, we're doing this truck We'll be doing more of the pilot car stuff with Tim. Look, we are jacked up. Not everyone back yet.
John Pryor says, Steve, your camera work is excellent on your channel. It is.
It is. Steve does a number on that filming, man.
Yeah.
Like all the angles and stuff you do.
It's a grind.
I will tell you that you have led inspiration to Martin in his own filming work. It's probably not as good.
Maybe
but
for like a week because then I just give up because I'm like, I don't know how this guy does it.
He tells me all the time though. He's like, man, I love those camera angles.
It's not hard. It just takes a lot of time.
Well, you got to think about it too.
Filming is easy. Editing is a bitch.
Exactly.
It is. It does take a lot of time. Jonathan just came to our channel, ours, and subscribed from your channel. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jonathan, and anybody
Excellent.
else who's done the same. We greatly appreciate it. Bobby Sprinkle, I have subscribed to both channels because of Steve Orwell and Trucking Schmidt. I got him to, I love the trucking industry. I don't think I read that right.
Ty W says, get the wrenches out and get to work.
No, we're good for today.
Thighs is
Trust me.
ice. You've been busting your ass for days on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about that
we can
project.
talk about it because we talked about it on the other live.
Yes.
Are you filming that for your
Yeah.
channel?
We
We
are.
are.
Okay.
I had a video leak out. Have you ever had a YouTube video that like you?
No.
I preload. He's like, no. And it leaked out. It was set to air.
How
like,
long ago?
Oh,
2006.
yeah.
So the
Mine-
analytics were terrible because it would drop way early.
Mine dropped like a week and a half too early. In the middle of the night, I wake up, I go to bed, everything's cool. It's all set. It says like March 18th or whatever, 6 a.m. I go to bed. I'm like, I'm all good. I wake up about 6 in the morning. I'm like, go to look at my phone. I'm like, why is this live right now? This is not good.
Whoops.
Well, then you guys got a sneak peek.
So about 2,000 viewers got a sneak peek.
Gotta fix something here. Somebody said my audio is scratchy, so I might be covering my.
No, you're good.
No. It said the audio is scratchy. I might be covering the mic on the phone.
We got Steve over here adjusting
There we
his
are.
clamps.
Hopefully that's better. I see Big Rig Spot just showed up. I'll tell you what, there are some people, it doesn't matter when or how I do a live, they are rock star solid there. Big Rig Spot's one. He's on mine. Big Rig Spot, trucking together. Hey, like that. They're almost neighbors.
Almost neighbors.
Pretty much.
We're
Close enough.
We're what, maybe 20 minutes or so?
I thought Steve lived down south, to be honest with you.
No, for obvious reasons, I try to be a little discreet as to where I actually live. But yeah, shop's here.
We live in the woods.
Yeah, we're not far from Green. I always tell people Green Bay, Appleton area.
So, long story short, there's a certain green Peterbilt that people thought it was our old Peterbilt. It's not our old
It's not
Peterbilt.
Tyler.
It's a Glider 389. The engine, well, it's a 12.7 Detroit. The bull gear went out.
Is it
in
flat top or?
No, it's a 70-inch.
Okay. My buddy of mine had an alien green flat top.
Yeah, no, it's-
Same thing.
Yeah.
60s. We were talking about those Fitzgerald Detroits, and they were a
Yeah.
little problematic.
They're
The one that
problematic.
Fitzgerald problem was a Detroit problem.
So this is the third engine going. Yeah, this is the third engine going in it. The first engine made it 350. The second engine made it to almost 900. So what's that? 450. Yeah. And the bull gear went out. We decided to pull it out because it was already tired, and at the same time we did a transmission. So
It's a great engine, but who designed that damn bowl gear?
No.
Finest Gentry told me that's Tim's dad, Finest. He showed me finally how that all was.
Yeah.
I never had one apart, and he showed it to me, and he's like, of all the dumb things they did, a wheel bearing?
So
It's literally a wheel bearing.
What is-
He had
what
that
is-
replaced before.
What it started doing is it started wobbling,
Oh.
and it started to throw the accessory belt, the alternator AC, which runs off the accessory drive, which is connected to the bull gear. So the first bull gear, the accessory drive ended up shrinking out completely.
Yep.
Like, lost all the teeth, and I thought he put a second one on, but this was the third one, and it was starting to go again. The bull gear had a bunch of teeth missing out of it. He couldn't keep belts on it, so what it was doing is the bull gear was walking, and it was getting that accessory drive so hot, it kept throwing the belts. He went through 4 belts by, I forgot where he made it to, but an hour just down the road.
Yeah.
So we ended up, we were thinking, well, let's just put a bull gear in it. But it's like, he's like, well, I want a new motor. So we pulled that motor out. We decided that we were going to do that. We're going to pull it out. It was Thursday morning. We pulled the motor out Thursday night. He went the next day and picked up his new motor, and Sunday was back in. Then he got a new transmission, We put everything together. The truck's literally ready to roll right now. A 50-cent piece is keeping it from running.
Seriously.
The engine runs.
I don't mean to laugh at misfortune, but
No,
that,
hey,
ain't that
that's
the way it
how-
goes?
That's always
how it
how it goes.
The engine runs, everything we got it going. They sent it with a bad ECM. The ejector drivers were out. They're bad, so it wouldn't fire. It would catch once and then it would just flatline. Like it had no compression almost. That's what it sounded like. But it has compression. So now it runs. It runs good with the test ECM. Yesterday we slammed the transmission back in it. Everything is good. Hooked up all the airlines. Today, the rate selector valve on the back, the cover that the valve bolts to, it's got a fitting in it for air supply. It's got a 45-degree fitting. They tightened it so hard that it ended up breaking the fitting and it had a slight air leak. When we started messing with it, it just came off by hand, and we tried an easy out, the broken brass fitting inside, and it cracked the case. Because that's how they must have cross-threaded it. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean by 50-cent fitting is keeping the truck from going down the highway right now. And he's got to wait till
The cross threads better
maybe
than any glove.
tomorrow or maybe Monday he's going to get the piece, and
Yeah.
then he's got to get his new ECM because this test ECM.
Yeah,
is
so by the
super
time you
fucking
found
shot,
it out, you're too late to really
Too
get
late.
parts. Unless,
Well,
well, Peterbilt's open tomorrow, but I don't think they'll
They
have.
won't have
They
that.
won't have that. They won't
Yeah.
sell you a part off a transmission by itself. He went down to the salvage yard and hoping that they were going to have one, but no. So the rebuilders actually, I think they have one and they're going to send one to him, which is it's literally 10 seconds to replace it because it's just 4 bolts and put it back together and tighten the line. But literally a 50-cent piece is keeping that truck from being test driven today.
Yeah.
Well, I'll touch base on this. I forget how I mentioned because I know I talked about. That's where you thought my motor was puked or something.
Oh, one of the
No,
viewers
somebody
told us
told
that.
me.
Yeah, so what happened with that was, that's right, because I was, I'll tell you right how that started. That's amazing, all the channels cross-linked together.
Yeah.
So I was sitting at home watching one of Tim Gentry's lives. And I had made mention that I was at home dealing with Orwell with a water leak.
Yeah.
Automatically, everyone's thinking it's the front of the engine, and on and on and on. And this was in
It's
his
funny how
this was in his life in the chat, right? So I'm just talking about the problems I'm having with Orwell, and the next thing you know, everybody thinks that Orwell blew up. I'm like, no, but it was a cold leak. It was just sitting outside leaking in the cold, warmed it up, brought it inside, and it wasn't leaking again. But I figured, let me change that seal. I know right where the problem is. Let me fix it. And then I said, well, while I have the water drained out, let me take care of a boost leak I had. So I have to take the aftercooler apart. Take the core out of the aftercooler. She's been leaking good. And it's been dumping water right in number 1 cylinder. Which, if you think about it, the fact the APU keeps the water flowing and under pressure, and it's dropping fluid into 1 cylinder alone, when you fire it up, it might be warm enough to catch and hydrolock.
Yep.
So I was like, let me just get a whole new core, be done with it. So I put it in there. Then there's a big fiasco with that because I wound up with 2 of them. One got shipped late for cheaper. Then I had to buy the really expensive Caterpillar one. But nonetheless, it got fixed. But that's one led to the next, And now with boost pressure the way it's supposed to be, I make it with a load, poof, little diaphragm.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about
Air-fuel ratio diaphragm died. So there I am running with 30% power. I always thought mechanical engines couldn't be derated. Wrong.
You got that electronic display, emissions derate.
That's exactly it. That's how I felt. So I wound up coming back empty because I didn't want to deal with having a load. That little piece right there.
I've seen them.
That's
It's
it.
a common thing.
I didn't know it. I never messed with
Go show
that
the
pump at all.
cameras.
It's a common problem.
Go show
Yep.
the cameras. Hey, well, Martin's doing that.
That's how it was.
Wizzy wants to know, can Martin drive Orwell?
That's all it is. That's all.
I can't put it on
That
camera
little
if he
hole.
does.
No power.
Yep. Whatever happened to repair? I'm guys. I know I haven't not been reading comments. But
I know,
yeah.
we'll let you catch up
So,
on some of those.
if-
Yeah, I'm gonna
nothing
write my
else,
hands on your
if you want to, I'm not going to scroll back. Just if I missed you, scroll over. I'm going to start trying to get a lot better. John Studinsky says, whatever happened to the repairs and crankshaft position sensor on the Dodge V10 pickup? It's a good truck. Watched your video and never heard how it came out for you. The engine later on, what we've been doing is I shouldn't say reliable as in they can get you that crank position sensor. The sensors are not reliable. They fail often. So put one in the truck, carry another in your glove box. If maybe order 4 or 5 at a time, literally. But
Bad.
the engine started misfiring. Well, the problem is they made it for that engine had like a very short lifespan of run,
Yeah.
and 2 years had that sensor. How many 10-cylinder gas engines
Not
run
a lot.
around? See, that's the principal
Dodge don't
problem.
sell too many of them.
No.
No, they really. In Canada, they did a lot better. I found out.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it started misfiring. I think something happened with the valve train on it. It's possible we think that it pushed a rocker arm stud out of the head because those engines don't like to rev. And young kids like doing burnouts, so he probably over revved it too long. And I think that's
Young
what
kids,
happened.
old kids like it too.
Well, Jen remembers because I remember one day walking outside, I'm like, hey, Matt, your tires are bald. And he had no money to replace them. So, you know who he went to.
Good thing
with
is
that.
old man's a YouTube.
So we still have the engine. We still have the trunk. That's why Matt's driving Popcorn, which is an 81 F250. For your viewers, probably have no idea who Popcorn is.
That's the one you had on the channel.
That's the
right?
Ford
Didn't it
truck.
have the I-beam suspension?
Yep.
in front?
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
The reason why it's
Nothing wrong with
called
an old Ford truck.
the reason why it's called Popcorn is Matt got it off his grandfather when he passed. That's his mother's father,
Yeah.
and he looked like Popcorn Sutton, the moonshiner. So it's the nickname Popcorn. So I'll see here.
Brenda White wants to know how far we live from each other. We're like 20 minutes or so, 30.
Yeah, I'd say 30 minutes.
Tabitha's I never can get it right. SALB, salad. But she's a regular on a live. She's a regular commenter here. It says, hello, Steve and crew. Happy Friday. Tabitha, this is Trucking Together. Hopefully you know them. If not, now you do. They are another YouTube channel, so go ahead and find them and subscribe. How's your numbers coming up with the subscribers?
Oh, I don't even know how to look.
We'd have to exit the live.
Yeah, he'd probably look at
I have to leave the live. I didn't even look what we're at before.
Big rig spots, but all talking here. Trying to go back on some comments here.
Numbers.
For some reason, Alice's audio is. Oh, I read that earlier, Ed Pippin.
Yeah.
How is the audio? Is it better now or worse, or how's it going? Hey, Steve
Our
Ferner.
viewers are saying the audio's good on
Here,
my end.
my son Gunther and I are watching. He's eating popcorn. I'm drinking beer. Yeah, so that after watering hole.
Kurt Stutner says to tell Steve I've seen his last video, so I'm telling you that.
I have to make another one because that literally is the last one I've made too.
Oh man.
So yes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm going to conclude finally the insane Tim Gentry escort boat haul. And
See, that's one of the things I like about you is because you kind of your stories are kind of similar like ours, where it kind of it's telling a story over various episodes, and I like that you put the effort into.
I try to keep them concurrent as best as I can.
Yeah, and so it's cool because it's not like I like to tell a story. So those who tell stories, you're my kind of people. That's why I like Trucking with Schmidt. He tells a story too.
George Brown a while ago said, "Steve, you need to put Jen on the back of the truck so that we can see her."
I know.
She's so short. Oh, Christine Fortner asked if they got back to me on the frame. I haven't sent the frame out yet, but I gave them a rough idea of the length of the frame and the thickness I'm wanting, an approximation of holes. They gave me a ballpark figure on the price, which actually, considering I'll be doing the hauling the template out, hauling the frame back, but the frame itself with all the holes, it really ain't that bad. What they're talking about.
You're
So I
talking about the
can't
frame for that
frame
guy?
for the Ford, yeah.
Okay.
That's what you're talking about. I'm assuming that's what she was talking about. So I was talking about the frame and the fuel tanks. But yeah, the fuel tanks determine, that's why we had to get them out. The fuel tanks determine total length of the frame. Because it's got to have room for the APU and the big tanks and the double axles.
Yeah.
So it's going to get longer. It's not going to be like a big super stretch cab over. It's going to be as long as it has to be. That's it.
Yeah.
It'll still be short, but it won't be.
So speaking of that truck, our viewers, they can't see it, and probably your viewers have already seen it, but he's got the mobile chapel.
Oh,
We're at like the TAs and Petros back in the day.
Oops,
And that is so stinking cool. Does it still have all the stuff inside of it?
Absolutely, yeah, everything's like it was.
That's so rad.
So I may as well explain it to the subscribers for Trucking Together. Actually, probably easiest to turn the camera over real quick just to show
you're
it.
killing me.
You should be able to just grab the whole thing. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I just grab the whole thing.
Over.
Right, just grab the whole thing. There you go. We'll do it like this.
Production at
So I've got the whole trailer, and obviously you've been looking at the cab. We'll do the quick turnaround. There's the frame of the truck, what's left of it, because we're getting ready to do a frame swap on it. So we have to break it down to almost nothing. The Suburban's name is Snow White. You guys already know that. What the hell?
Your truck's tall.
Well, I think I'm down here.
Here is a little girly step right here.
Oh, I'm gonna step on that.
Here you go. That's what that's for.
Yeah, I knew that. I need one right here. I just want to sit right there.
Oh, this chair over there.
Did you guys see that? That was awkward. And now my husband's broken.
No, crap. Working on trucks, man, it gets you old quick.
Yeah. So, long story short, the Ford cab over, easy now.
Oh
Easy.
man, I'm dying.
The Ford cab over and the chapel trailer came as a package deal. This one was sitting in North Bend, Washington, TA, which I'm surprised. I mean, you guys have seen it, probably never really noticed it or thought of it.
You could see it from the road.
Yeah.
On the highway.
But yeah, so that's where it was. So after last year, the people that ran it, they're basically getting away from the truck trailer chapel setup.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bring fellowship to the drivers in a different direction, a different manner. Like maybe they'll have like services in like the TV room and the truck stops and so stuff like that. But they're getting away from that old model, which served them good for quite a long time. But a lot of the truck stops, this is not them talking, this is me talking. I think that corporate truck stop, especially the one in North Bend, they want to redo the whole thing. And they don't want to give away that size of space for truck parking that they can, think about it, they can't make the property any bigger, but they can manage the property better. So the answer is having all that room.
Laid out.
Yeah, but well, that one's really weird. But
It is.
But they're not going to give away truck parking when they could charge you $20 for reserve parking and just give that away. So they basically were like, the trucks had to go. But a lot of the people also wanted the trucks to live on. And I met Craig over there at TFC Global, who's modern day version of Transport for Christ. And we're talking at the Gentry booth at Matt's, and I'm like, man, you guys actually kept them trucks up really good over the years they've been sitting around. I bet I could bring one back to life. I never thought he would actually take me serious.
Here you are.
3 weeks later, he sent me an email. He's like, this is the next one that's got to go. Can you go get it? And I'm like, yeah. So then I had Dominique, the dump truck driver, and her husband go check it out to see what it would take to get it out of there. And then they helped me out with, Bobby dragged it out with his excavator. Dragged it out there. We dragged it on my trailer. That I actually got, crazy to sound, all I did is I caged the brakes. I backed Orwell up the hill up to it. I backed it up onto the trailer and I lifted the ass end up with a telehandler and then placed it on my trailer.
Those telehandlers are awesome.
Well, I had to get a 10,000 pounder, so it had the outriggers that come down. That way I could move it without having all the bounce of the tires.
Yeah.
But I had to rent one out in Washington. I had to rent one out here. That way I can unload it. So, but there was another driver. I can't remember what his company name was. It was him and his son, and they were fans of the channel. They wanted nothing. They just wanted to help.
Yeah.
So they helped me in Washington State. It was immensely wonderful to have that kind of help.
Oh, that's so
to get that
awesome.
trailer out of there. So yeah, ultimately the trailer is going to be the merchmobile. So
Love it.
the idea is, so like if I dragged it out to a show or something, say something like semi-casual or something like that, where it's a smaller type show. I'm not talking max, like a massive thing, but something smaller. Me, other YouTube friends of mine could sell merch out of the back of the trailer where they used to set up a bunch of chairs for services. The front of it is an office, and that's it. So it's like an office in the front. The very front, there's a futon in the front. So I'm like, that's perfect. So
There you go.
I can have my office, a place to sleep other than a sleeper, and a whole area you can set up cabinets and like counters in there for merch sales.
Yeah.
I find a little sadness in this though, because it's just kind of showing that, the way of trucking that I loved and lived is going away. It is changing.
Yeah.
It's one of the
But-
things, you'd see these chapels there being pulled out.
There are still some around,
There's
but
still
most
some.
of them are gone.
They have
But-
one at the Sacramento 49er still. I know at the Sacramento 49er still, unless they pulled that out.
Petro in Rochelle, Illinois.
Yeah.
That's got a Beaver Dam, Ohio. There's one there. Now that's a different company running that one now. It's not PFC.
Oh, so
But
different
it,
companies.
yeah,
I did
there's
not know
2 or
that.
3 of them now. So then, but the one in Beaver Dam, Ohio has an International Transtar hooked up to it too. There's some of them still that are around, but there's no trucks. There's no trucks attached to
Well,
them.
like the ones I named, there's no trucks attached
Yeah.
to them.
Oh, I'm not thinking about the ones with trucks.
Yeah.
Rochelle, Illinois still got a match.
I've never noticed one with the trucks, so I was really surprised
Yeah.
to find out when I saw your truck that there are
That's
trucks
right.
that exist, because I had never seen a truck.
But back to the original reason why I wanted, this was a whole other project that I like, why I'm doing this one. It has to make me money. So that's the thing. It would have been nice to keep it perfectly original to how drivers remembered it. But a single axle truck has no valuable purpose for me. So it had to be able to make money. So I had to be able to convert it over so it'd be a working truck. But I wanted to preserve it as close as for me to even put this on a road. I mean, by
Aw.
rights, I should have already got. But let's just say it's gonna look. Part of the contract with buying it, I can't have once I actually use it on the road. I have to get the names and stuff off it. It's just a contractual thing. Plus, the thing about the legality on my end as well.
Just cutting in and out, basically.
Oh, yeah,
I think
so
I think that, like, at least on Martin's phone, that the comments are lagging.
I
'cause
think
I've
somebody
seen
on
some-
their phone said that your voice sounds scratchy.
Yeah, we're doing the best we
Yeah,
can.
we
We're
are.
literally running off the one Starlink. So, well, I got 273 on here now, which that's actually got 3. Got more. How do you got? How you got for people?
326 right now.
Oh, folks, you're beating me. Look at that.
Are we really? What do
Yeah.
you have?
Competition now.
Oh
Let me
man,
check
guys,
online.
we got more viewers.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
They're probably all mad at me.
Somebody wanted me to tell you something, Steve. I'm trying to find it though. I'm trying to find the comment. The problem I have with these comments is they jump around a lot on you. You might have one saved where you got it, you just have
Yeah.
to sit there and then it jumps. But somebody wanted me to tell you something.
Oh, I need to find out how to. I cannot figure out how to get rid of.
I cannot find the comment anymore, but they wanted you to know that the current videos you're running at this moment are the best that you have ever done. So,
Really?
bravo.
Those videos, the videos that I just done recently got the absolute most hate. However, it doubled my comments.
So there you go.
Thank you, haters. That's why we love them.
So, Steve, it sounds like your channel's a little bit different dynamic than ours. We have quite a few. We got some haters. Don't get me wrong, but we have quite a few very loyal subscribers that are very uplifting. And God, I'm so glad to be blessed with such a great audience.
Well, one of my good friends is probably the most hated. I should say the most hated. How would you describe him? He certainly has his share of haters.
He does.
Oh, this,
A lot of
he's
people
got
have
lot
opinions.
lately.
You know what? And actually, I may as well address that real quick because I may as well tell your audience as well as mine. 'Cause my audience knows this already when it comes to me. A lot of people feel like you've got to just once your channel becomes one thing, you must stay there. It's like imagine if you're a dog walking down the sidewalk. God forbid you step on the grass on the side of the sidewalk. God forbid you step over here towards the road. You're not centered on that little bitty narrow ass sidewalk. People get mad at you, and I don't understand that thought process. So if I do like a different video, a different type of video, or I'll do a collab with Tim, which is something totally different. Like again, using the truck as an escort vehicle, that's something totally different. It'll also attract different viewers. It's the collaboration brings in cross links the viewers together. But also, it brings in, if you do something totally different, like with you guys with your quads and stuff, if you start, now I'm saying, like do a lot of, activities with the quad and put on the channel, but bring them in a little bit because that way when you do, you start bringing in some quad community and some of them will come in and stick around. So that's why you do it. But sometimes you get people like, I thought this was a trucking channel.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll change it from trucking together to
Doing crap together.
doing crap or life together. There you go.
But you get the idea, though. It's like trucking is how it
Well,
started.
you have some spin-off channels, though, don't you? You think you have
Yeah, because originally, again, before me and so you got to bear in mind, when you know, and I mention Tim a lot because he's obviously way more successful in YouTube than I am. He's more successful in trucking than I am. So I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be like a total like kiss ass to Tim, but if you know Tim, if you follow his channel, you also know who he knows. He also knows big YouTube channels, like millions of subscribers, because he hauls for them.
You're the biggest YouTube channel we know.
Okay, but Tim is way bigger, and Tim knows way bigger than that. So when you get advice from somebody that is friends, literally friends with a Cletus McFarland, okay? And if that man gets advice from Cletus, and that man that got advice from Cletus gives you advice, take it. That's how I look at it, right? Because if you're literally, it may as well come straight from Cletus right to you at that point. So, what was it saying? So when you get that different change of things, however which the channel grows, however which I push it, a lot of it comes from advice from people that are qualified to give the advice better than me. Back to the original, the multiple channel thing. When I would do driving vlogs with Orwell, they would do good. I would do videos working on Orwell, they would do bad. My answer, okay, there are build channels out there. People that exclusively do nothing but work on trucks. Look at my buddy James Pretty. He doesn't drive them much, but he works on them. He's got like a fleet of trucks, but he's not a driver, he's an airline pilot. But he's got like a fleet of trucks that he works on because that's what he likes to do. So he's a build channel. You've heard of guys like Twin Stick Garage, People's Garage. These guys build trucks. They don't drive them a lot. They're not like they don't make money with the trucks by hauling freight. They work on them, right? So I thought, okay, do a build channel and a trucking channel and have them separate. Years later, when I started talking with Tim more, Tim told me straight up, no, that don't work.
Oh, so they killed him?
No, they're there.
I'm out of the loop.
They're still there. It's just that I don't contribute into them anymore. I throw it all into one because if I'm on the road and Orwell has problems, maybe some people are interested in watching how I repair it. Maybe some of them are not. Either way, it's kind of like one of those.
I will tell you, like with our
bring them
channel,
all into one.
I was kind of worried about that with the whole repair end of it because Martin, for the viewers that have not watched our channel, my husband Martin, he does all the repair work on our trucks. I mean, he literally rebuilt the Cummins X15 in our driveway.
We're not changing the channel.
No, we're not. But
just to clear that up.
Oh, is that somebody else?
no, what I'm saying though is like, I originally worried though bringing that in. It's like, oh man, are people going to find this boring? But like, to my surprise, you guys embraced it, and it just, I love it now because it's again all part of a story, and this is our story, and we're sharing our lives with you guys, and it's part of our lives. And so the fact that you guys embrace it and you're interested in watching it, that's awesome. You guys are rad. But for you,
I'm trying to figure out how to block some people on the fly.
You got some people being rude. You gotta have moderators.
You have moderators?
No.
I got some of the greatest moderators, but
I need to know who they are to actually let them just start acting.
The first moderator, his name's John. I picked him because as I was watching people comment, he is the one that pays the most attention to our channel.
Right.
He knows the facts, man. I'm like, John needs to be a moderator.
Kirk, those steel wheels are where it's at. It's an 80s truck. Let it go.
Is Kirk down here? Kirk.
Oh,
that truck needs those wheels on the back.
But anyway,
mine?
Yeah.
But no, like
there's aluminum sitting over there for
Don't give it away. Let them wait.
Oh no, I already did a live with that. They already talked about it. I just ain't got to it yet.
But back to what you were saying though about like, if you want to show your side by side or whatever, it's your story to tell.
Right.
So you do what you want.
The other thing is, what the hell do you think we work so damn hard for?
So yeah.
Go play with the toys. I mean, hello. At least that was the plan. I don't know what happened to that plan.
For 2 years, so we don't have to work.
That's why we haven't been working hard for. Actually, I think it's been 3 months now at this point.
Since December.
Yeah. You guys.
No. Here's the thing. We did a lot of hard work that we didn't get paid for. Because going back and forth across the country twice, we're not making money, but it was a lot of work. It was more work than work.
Well, you guys got an interesting story with that too. Once again, if you guys are just joining my live here, this is Trucking Together YouTube channel. Alice and Martin, of course, you know Steve and Jen. There we are. I'm FSC Trucking, she's FSC Trucking. And
We're
we're literally doing
trucking together.
dual lives at the exact same time. Hopefully the internet's working reasonably well.
Looks like it.
So, excellent. Okay, so you guys got a hell of a story. So why don't you tell them, you guys came out here for a job where you were going to lease on your trucks, and then they got pissy with you, and you basically told them, listen, we're grown-ass adults.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
So-
I did like being talked to like a toddler, basically.
Yeah, he told him, don't talk to me like a toddler. But back in,
So you were California-based.
yeah, California based, and a lot of people ask us, why do we choose Wisconsin? I like to pretend that's because we threw a dart and that's where it landed, but
That's basically what you did, though.
it kind of is, yeah. So California, we saw the writing on the wall with the carrier we were with, which was a worldwide logistics company. But we saw the writing on the wall, and we were putting the wheels in motion of we're going to leave California. And so I started shopping around for other carriers. Martin did as well. And we made a lot of calls. And the problem with California is a lot of people do not want to work with you because of AB5. And even though we were
Well,
structured,
explain what AB5 is.
it's basically an anti-contractor law. They do not want, well, the funny thing is those originally for the Uber drivers,
Yep.
they got exempt. And much of the other
Because of
industries,
Uber.
Everybody got exempt but trucking.
Yep.
pretty much everyone else got exempt too. Hairdressers, the paralegal, everybody except for the truckers.
California, the best government
Yeah.
money can buy.
So, and we were structured as like a legit business. We were both W-2 employees. That's what it's called, W-2. You know, we were a business, and that's why SIVA worked with us, because we were a business. But a lot of the other companies outside of California, they just didn't want to. And so I found this one company. They were literally the only guys that had work available at the time, and were willing to work with us still being based out of California. So I came out here to Wisconsin, which I mean, I've come here a couple times with him, but I never had any reason to be here in my life. I came out here.
When I used to run flatbed, every single load that I could get leaving California over the road was coming here.
It sure was, yeah.
And then I used to get really good paying loads coming back out of here. So
Me and my little
It's
dog,
kinda like-
we lived in my for a month out here. I thought everything was nice. I was a little burned out. I didn't know I wanted to keep doing the dedicated thing, but ultimately we're like, no, we're gonna continue the plan. We're gonna move. We're gonna bring the other truck. We're gonna run the dedicated lane, and things just kind of changed by the time we got out here. It got weird, and a couple weeks ago.
see, Greg West. We introduced him to your channel.
Oh, there you
He's
go,
the
dude.
guy out there we're
That's
doing the
the
peak
truck we're doing the
for.
peak
Oh,
for.
okay.
The
He
engine.
lives down the road.
Yeah,
from
Greg's
us.
awesome.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
awesome.
But anyway, a couple weeks ago, I got a weird message from them, and I was like, well, this, I don't know if I want people like this, but being business people, I'm like, no, we'll just push it aside. Maybe they're having a bad day. We'll just push it aside. We told them the date that we were going to go to work. Martin was supposed to go to work this week. And we wanted to obtain our own plate instead of getting it through the carrier. We wanted to just pay for
Because
the
I
plate.
don't want to
and
be tied to them.
just have our own
Just in
plate.
case.
And
Wisconsin does things a little bit differently with IRP too, so.
yeah, and they asked us, I guess they texted you about going out, and you said you're waiting on the plate and let you hit up the.
I gave him a week's notice that I don't know if I'll be able to make it because I won't have the plate, which here is Friday night. I was supposed to go tomorrow and I don't have the plate, so I would have screwed them over. So
Right.
I gave them enough
So
notice.
you were honest
to tell them
about
to
it.
cover the load, and they got so pissy with me about it.
It was funny because it actually was all happening going down as we were driving by your shop.
There you go.
Oh, there's Orwell. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, look at this text. I was like, he says, clearly you don't want to work here, so quit wasting our time. And my response was, you're right, I don't. Peace
Yeah.
out. I'll bring you
So
your
what I
text
saw on
tomorrow."
your channel, you guys got like burnt like a few times. Because I was watching that one live you did the other day, and I guess you were talking about, I don't want to get it, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you were in California, you bought a truck based on what you were told,
No,
and then it got changed.
so the Kenworth Fancy, we bought that truck just because.
So no, he's talking about Tyler.
The compliant,
So-
California
So-
compliant rig.
Yeah, my viewers know, but Steve's don't. I had a green Peterbilt 378. It was super cute. I named it Tyler. I named it Tyler because
Super
of Fight
cute.
Club. Fight Club was my reference for
I never
cars.
saw that.
Fight Club's my reference for car. We don't talk about Fight Club, right? You never saw that movie?
No.
Martin never did Fight Club.
Well, you know you don't talk about it.
I have heard
But
it.
you
I've heard
don't,
the
you don't
joke,
talk
yeah.
about Fight Club. So that's how Tyler got
That's
his
rule number
name.
one, ain't it?
That's rule number one. So I was running this truck that had a Caterpillar in California because originally when I purchased that
Yes,
truck,
it had death.
originally we were going to leave California, so it was never intended for that
Right.
truck to be my truck to be running there. And when it was looking that we were not going to get to leave because things were changing on our company's end, where those conversations no longer were happening, and because we were having the YouTube channel. And I'm running through California. I didn't want to make problems where we could lose our contract.
Big
So
Rig Spot said Tyler was a really good looking Pete.
Tyler was a great.
I probably could make Big Rig Spot a moderator. I don't know how to do it though.
Tyler is living his best life in Colorado, living on a farm, hauling a hopper for somebody. So.
If anyone wants to find Tyler though and buy it from me, I will not object. But
That's like about $379. I don't know if I can buy it back.
I don't think I'll
Scott?
ever get
Probably
Tyler
can't
back.
afford it.
Scott, I'll try.
But I bought the high maintenance truck that I have now, and yeah, because I wanted to protect our contract. Because again, we're business people. I can see the writing on the wall. Work is drying up everywhere, and at the time we were hustling. We had our team lane with Tiny Dancer on it. Mark and I were alternating on our triangle going up to Pacific Northwest. Life was really good. We were making a lot of money, and we were hustling. And I didn't want to risk that, so I bought this other truck, only to have literally a month, like I think it's on the first or second trip out with that new truck, to have them pull the rug out from under us.
They canceled our route completely, even though right before we bought it, we had phone calls with them making sure that they were going to do it. I said, no, it's all good. Don't worry. Yeah, go get your new truck.
You want to say who that was? Like what?
Oh, it was
It was
Siva.
Siva.
Yeah.
Siva, the ones we were contracted with.
You know, that was funny too. I could be wrong, so I'll reserve the right to be wrong. But Siva is like one of the companies that seemed to me, from the outside looking in, that they just appeared. They weren't a small company, and I wonder if they weren't like a bank, like a hedge fund management company, but a trucking company, but they don't crap about
That's
trucking.
exactly, well, kind of. So Siva's a global logistics company, 3PL. Okay.
It's very
Third
similar
party
to FedEx
logistics.
Ground.
Now, have you ever heard of Eagle Global Logistics?
Who?
Eagle Global Logistics. EGL had a big eagle on the side of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They bought them out.
Okay.
But that was like,
A long time ago.
well, I wasn't that long, but long enough. Now, EGL wasn't a huge company. It was a moderate sized company, kind of like Watkins out of Illinois before
Right.
FedEx bought them out. Same deal. It was kind of a 3PL company. They all packages, and it was contractor based. And Siva bought them out. So it's still kind of on the same principle, and the same people ran it. But then all of a sudden, something happened about 2021 or 2022, I think it was.
It was last year.
Last year,
or
where
the year
like the
before.
whole company just changed.
Yeah.
The whole mentality and the people, the mindset of everybody changed. There's only a few of the OGs left, and it was kind of like just they brought in all this new blood, and nobody knew what the hell they were doing. Nothing. They ended up losing the majority of their customers, like a lot.
Yeah, if things like that didn't go down, we'd still with them because
It was great
we
work.
loved our lane. The work was
Yeah.
great. We
The
had a
people
schedule.
at the people at the hubs were great. Most of the older guys that were around for a while at the offices, they were great. No ifs or buts, but it just got ran into the ground by poor management.
Yeah, it's
So
funny how that
you
works.
can go out on a limb, invest in your business like we did, and buy equipment.
Yeah,
just
they had
to
asked
think that
us
it's
to
gonna be
invest
there.
in a business and get additional equipment, which we did, and it's really unfortunate because now we're stuck with additional equipment we don't need because we're only two of us and we have 3 trucks.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like with me, I got, I'm leased out with Widmeyer Express, and I've been with them since
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Like I
It is.
literally.
You're a rarity.
Oh yeah, so it's
I
like,
think nowadays for 3 years or more,
but that's why I'm scared to do it. I shouldn't say scared, but like you guys got your own authority and all of that, but I never even thought of that.
you don't want it right now.
I didn't. That's the thing too. It's like why would I leave what's been so good for
Right.
so long? I mean, even there. I mean, I think that company got through the hard struggle times because the guy that started the company, Fritz, God rest his soul. Obviously, he passed.
Yeah.
His widow took over. Judy, God rest his soul. She passed. So now it's on the sons and daughter to run the company, and they're doing good now. I mean, there was some struggle times when it was between Fritz and then Judy, and when she passed, there was a little time where somebody had to, like, using like boating terms, someone had to grab the damn helm and start steering because it was starting to veer a bit off course for a little while. And then, but now things are going great for them right now. I mean, yeah, everybody's taking a bath with the freight rates and the volume. I mean, our rates are okay, but the volume has certainly dropped.
Yeah.
So
Not a lot to pick from.
and I certainly have stuff to do when I'm not driving a truck, so I'm not crying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the blessings that I have. But I don't really want to try to do something else. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try something else while still maintaining the ground I'm holding. But I things are too good. That's why I don't want to leave. So you guys had that.
I don't.
But that's why I'm like,
I don't want to start over.
your situation where you're at, and I'm like, wow, man, you guys are like,
I don't want to.
holy smokes, you guys took one hit and another hit.
We've had quite the whirlwind since we've started the YouTube channel. We went from, we were being managers, and we got this truck, and we're like, we're going to go do this on the side, so we want to pay off our house.
Yep.
And then we lost our job because of YouTube.
Which one was that?
That
Management at FedEx.
the FedEx,
FedEx.
job, yeah, because he didn't think we were doing the job, but the thing was, we were doing the job because it was remote.
Right.
We didn't have to go to the office every day,
Our
and
office was our house.
we still were answering the phones.
But I
Drivers
mean-
were still getting taken care of, but
But I mean,
ultimately,
shit,
what
we
it came
only-
out to
we
be.
only did it for a week anyway.
I know, our first week, but ultimately what it was is he felt we were paid too much, and we knew that since he took over the company, and that's all good. It's all good, Adam. But it's been a whirlwind for us, and I don't know if we ever really got into it when we got our authority. We didn't originally set out that we were going to get our authority, and we used to laugh. Like, viewers would say,
Yeah,
"Oh, when you guys get your authority, then I'll take you serious," and da da da.
I don't remember
And-
people being upset about Tyler when we were doing it.
I don't remember him being
No.
upset about Tyler.
Rubber duck, that drive shaft and tiny is probably about twice as heavy as my buddy's is in his green 389.
Oh, they talking about you getting knocked in the head?
That's why I dropped that thing. That thing was stupid heavy to pick up. That drive shaft is heavy because it's a heavy spec. Those down spec trucks got beefy drive lines.
But yeah, we did not necessarily want to get our authority because that's what we wanted to do. It was kind of what we had to do at the time because I had some issues where I needed to be home with the kids, with our childcare. We had a nanny at the time and it wasn't working out. And Steve at the time did not have solo work available for just Martin to run. They weren't willing to kind of work with us on that. And so we just did our own authority.
Yeah, that's
thing.
the other
So
thing that you guys do. You guys have children still that
We
are
do.
still in the house.
Yeah. And
And we're done. My youngest is almost 21 now. He's out of the house. He's doing his own thing. So my oldest is mid-20s now. He's doing his own thing. They're doing great. So it's like we're done with little kids.
we still got them because I mean, things happen.
One day I'll have grandkids, but I can always just return them. How the hell am I that old?
Music City, how have you been? I haven't talked to you
Music
in
City
forever.
on here.
I hope you're doing all right. Still trucking out there.
Oh yeah, so I did see
Jack,
one of
Mr.
my
Colorado. I've met him numerous times.
Jack Ball.
Yep.
Yep, Jack's a long time viewer.
Jack's an OG.
so we got a couple of the people that are quite common on here. Big Rig Spot's one. Big Rig Spot, I gotta figure out how to make you a moderator so you can get rid of. He's probably on yours
Can you-
too.
Steve, were
Click
you in
on
the
it.
Marines?
I was not a Marine. I was Air Force. I raised a Marine.
There you go. Steve's son Matt's in the Marines.
Yeah, I would keep that quiet, and then Matthew finally the other day was kind of like the last live we were talking about Snow White, the white Suburban. That's Matthew and Lydia's his
No,
soon-to-be wife. Matt's like, Dad, you don't have to hide what I do no more. So yeah, my Matthew, the Marine Corps saved my son's ass.
did I let that one out?
Matt already said what he was saying, but no, I may keep it going. Although
I'm
the
sorry, I
sticker,
didn't know.
the sticker on it, everyone comments the sticker on around this. It says "Proud Parent of the United States Marine." So yeah, I was Air Force after high school.
You gotta bend that tube out of the window.
Yeah, well, I didn't plan on that when I put the stickers on there.
No,
So, yeah.
I am not ready to start working on anything. I'm good for now. I'm sore enough right now.
How do you make? I'm trying to figure. I gotta figure out how to make big rig spot on mine. So
Can
I
you
can
click
get
on
rid
his name? Does it let you click on his name?
Yeah, but it's not. Is it my phone?
I don't know.
And on mine, it won't let me do it.
Oh, it won't? Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll find another clown and
Do we
send him
flat
back.
bed or does Steve flat bed? Steve pulls an RGN.
I do.
We
I
used to
own an
flat bed.
RGN
We used to
and
flat
a
bed.
step deck.
We flat bedded
Step
first.
deck's
We,
pretty bad shape though.
We dabble in a little of everything.
We do a little bit of everything. I had a really nice Western 48102 flat that we bought. We polished it all up. It was kind of a basket case when we bought it because
It doesn't
it was
block.
pretty corroded. Well, I mean, it was an aluminum trailer.
It was very, very like salt-pitted.
Oxidized, salt pitted. So we got new wheels for it, rims, and we polished it up. It was a real nice trailer. I actually missed that trailer a lot.
I
It
miss
was a
everybody
nice
asking.
Oh,
or-
I figured out. Okay, blam. So that one is pieced out. You're out of here. Big rig spot. Where you at? I gotta find you there. Leave a comment, Big Rig Spot. I'm in the back of the phone looking for you. I found out how to work this crap. I trust
Everybody
him.
with that Western trailer thought that we must have been idiots or something because they're like, you don't put the strap. on
Christine
the
Fortner,
front."
that one's gone. I sent that one packing.
Steve's sifting through his haters.
I think it's frozen right now.
Are we frozen?
Looks frozen right now.
No, you have to hit the play button. It's just behind on here. You have to scroll all over. It was just
Oh,
paused.
whatever. I can't find it. All right, here we go. Big Rig Spot. All right.
So the Western trailer had a solid rub rail. You couldn't go inside the rub rail with the straps. Every time I hauled a load, oh, the DOT's gonna get you. Your straps.
Big Rig Spot, congratulations. You are my channel's first mod. So when you see somebody like that ass clown, send them down to, get rid of them.
You'll have,
Take them to the train station.
you have to tell me what he's doing later.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, oh yeah, so Danny Arsenault, remember that? Remember Danny Arsenault?
rub
That's
rail.
the lady that is Cajun. We were trying to figure out how to say her name right because it's all hard to explain. She asked a question, I can't remember what it was.
Rub rail.
She was here somewhere. Danny Arsenault, if you're still here, I'll try to get your comment. I just gotta find you. Where the hell? I know I
The
see her.
DOT's looking for me for hanging my straps outside.
Oh, good evening, Steve, Jen, Tim, and Tim's wife. Oh no, that's okay. Yes, that's one of the answers. So yeah, this is Trucking Together. That's Martin over there sucking on a soda, and then Alice.
Ice down.
Trucking Together.
A diet
YouTube channel.
soda, in case anyone's concerned.
So,
Drink water.
Big Steel Trucker says, some of my favorite YouTubers together at last. Now we need a South Georgia hotshot. Do you know who that is?
I know who he is.
Yeah, we
He
don't
was-
know him either,
he
but he
was
was
not
literally
too
just
far.
parked at the truck stop down the road from
He
here.
was not too far.
Really? Everybody was telling me about him because he got a Starlink and hooked it up to his truck. And that's because I started talking about the problems with being able to make videos on the road. And I was looking to get a Starlink. And it was like, yes, that South Georgia hotshot got Starlink. So I was looking up his stuff with the Starlink.
Everybody was telling me because he bought an X15 Cummins. I was like, that's his problem. No,
Tim Gentry talks about.
I'm kidding. I'll gladly help if needed.
Tim Gentry will tell you he owns three. All three are broke down. So apparently the X15 Cummins is one of those do not buy ever.
No, they're not that bad. They're
Oh,
not that bad. They can be remedied fairly simply. It's the quality control from Cummins that sucks.
we got.
But yeah, South Georgia hotshot, a couple videos ago, he was at a truck stop where Tiny Dancer's actually parked, and I guarantee you did not have the slightest idea.
I don't think Tiny was there.
No, I'm pretty sure Tiny had it.
I don't know how far back he goes with his videos, or how behind he is, but I don't know if he was there anymore. We might have moved him by then, because I think he's been at the new shop for over a couple weeks now.
Well, what are you guys thinking you're gonna look into in the direction now? If you want to talk about
Hey,
that.
Doug. I don't know.
'Cause you gotta
to be
do
honest
something.
with you. We got a couple
Yeah,
items
we
in
need
the
to do
fire.
something.
Unless you
Today-
can sing and dance.
Today-
If you can make a living singing and dance, hey, go for it. It's auditions.
I don't know. I'm gonna go buy an RGN in Minnesota. He knows what I'm talking.
Today, we actually had a little bit of that because we're sitting down paying our bills and we paid off some debts and we had options on we can pay off this debt or we can pay off these debts.
It's never the whole thing.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole thing. And we decided to pay off these debts because we don't know when we're going back to work because if we pay off the other debt,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little tight.
Dude, what happened to Orwell?
So,
He's outside.
Orwell was outside.
Where was outside?
He's chilling. He's ready to go down the road.
Well, when you was here last, Orwell was sitting right here with the cab tilted
It
up.
was. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're talking to a couple places. I don't know what we're gonna do though. Your guess is as good as ours right now. Martin has something he's very interested in doing, and he's
I don't know. I'm interested in it.
interested.
I'm trying to get her interested because she wants to go trekking at the same time, and I'm not trying to leave her.
Not at
ass
the
out.
same time. We like to alternate.
Yeah, we're gonna alternate, and I'm trying to leave her ass out, but she's just worried that she can't do it. But I think she can.
It's something I've never done before.
Her name is Alice. She can handle chains.
Butt off, Bob. Yeah, when we're outside looking at your trailer.
If
he's
you
all-
look at
he's all,
what-
see, you can do
So
that.
what I have,
4 chains and a strap over the boom and go.
what I have is, so I'm loaded for Texas right now. I loaded up earlier today, which is a good test drive. I just had to go down to Cacano, down to Dawes, picked up because Dawes, they, obviously they're a big crane place, but they service C.R. Myers cranes. So they had one ready to go, so I'm hauling that down to Texas, and I got another stuff for them coming right back. So that's how I picked it up here in Cacana. But those are 1/2-inch chains. Those are 15,000-pound chains. That's what they're rated at. So they're heavy, but it's literally 4 chains and a strap over the hook. The pick part of the crane. And that's it. Send it. It's not that hard. But some stuff
She's
gets
got some power.
up there. But I mean.
Oh no, he's busting out the chain.
You're gonna get dirty. Come on.
I'm the one, by the way, that decided to wear a white jacket to a shop.
Well,
That's
you're not
3-inch
wearing
chain.
it.
That's 20 foot.
She's handled those.
I mean, yeah, I can do
Careful.
Yeah, see?
these. I didn't realize I would have heard if it whacked me.
No, but the point is the weight though.
That
That's
happens
about
a
as
little bit.
that's about as heavy as 1/2-inch chain. That's 20-foot length. The 1/2-inch chains ain't no 20 feet.
What do you got, 10 footers?
Yeah.
It's a little heavy.
It weighs something, but it's not impossible.
Remember when we went to tie down them coils in Stockholm?
I'm telling you right now.
That's what we were using.
Look what
I'm
he's
telling you
done
right
to
now.
me.
This crap right here is the only reason why I only weigh 270 pounds.
Yeah, that's kind of why I got it a little bit, especially all the nice.
Oh yeah, you got it too.
Here's a.
Yeah, let's use the white jacket.
Well, the sink's around the corner if you need it.
Oh, I was like this off here.
The food
Yeah.
is so awesome in Wisconsin. I might have packed on a few.
But no, seriously
we failed
though-
to acknowledge. We failed to acknowledge Quick Trip on our last live.
We did.
feel
Quick
really
Trip.
guilty about
Quick
that.
Trip's a huge shout
Quick
out.
Trip is
Quick Trip is Wisconsin.
Shizzle.
We ran into this guy at Quick Trip today too, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, you did.
It's like, what are you stalking me? Yes, yes we are.
Tom Elbert for $1.99 super chat says, "Can you move the camera closer?" I suppose we can, but if I move it too much closer, then yours will probably get. Then we all got it. Well,
No, we can still come in.
switch in a little more. Let's try it, because we're different cameras. Yeah. Oh, I know what I could do. Hang on.
Can you zoom?
No. Well, yes, I could do that, and then do that, and it gets in close.
Yeah.
If you go from forward facing, rear facing, when you come back to rear facing, here, I'll show it to you real quick.
I'm running ours on forward facing, guys.
Yeah, see, so like right now, if I go to facing us and then back, it zooms out. Come back to us, go back out, and now it's zoomed in.
A little bit better. There
I
you
don't
go.
know why. So that's the same ratio yours seems to be on, so that'll
Yep.
work okay. I just kept it wide so everybody was in the frame.
Steve's fancy because he's got one of those Android phones that does those fancy things. I have an iPhone. We do not get to interchange between screens.
So is that better there? Try.
Scotty, not QT. Quick Trip. QT's different.
It is different, yep.
Yeah, so in Wisconsin, that's the other thing too, you'll notice that. In Wisconsin, it's Quick Trip. Now, in Iowa, it's Quick Star
And
because of the
right?
QT Quick Trip.
Oh.
That's why they changed it in Iowa and some in Minnesota too.
too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom Elbert, I hope that helps. Try to get through here. Urbex Raccoon says Goblin Gear Grinder. Sorry, I'm not letting that go ever. when you ever drive a you remember did you see that video?
I see some of it.
The video, so there's a guy, and matter of fact, that truck, I believe that truck will be a mess. It's got that goofy, that 50 speed with that reverse, the high gears against the dash. Also, his kid threw the deep reduction, so nothing worked in high range. So I was driving and trying to find it with a 2-stroke Detroit in there, hunting with the throttle.
Those you have to nail the shifts perfect.
Yes.
Or they won't go in.
Later in the video, I was nailing them right, but as long as I remembered which transmission I had, it was fine.
My buddy, the dirty trucker from Arkansas. Go check him out. He's got one of them transmissions. Go watch him shift that thing. It's just like click, click, click.
Tabitha Salab, can you write that for me, dear Tabitha, how to properly say your last name? I always feel bad, like write it phonetically so I know how to say it right. It said Wisconsin fish fry. Yeah, well, Friday and
we're here.
We're missing out.
I'm not from Wisconsin
You gotta
originally,
embrace
so I can
Wisconsin.
eat. No, I'll eat steaks or something.
You gotta embrace it.
No.
You gotta do the fish fry.
Listen,
You gotta drink the old fashions.
I had the Catholic Italian grandmother, okay, with the fish on Friday.
Yeah,
I will not eat fish on Friday because of my grandmother. I love you, but I'm not doing it. Maybe Good Friday. That's about it. Only once. That's it.
We have some funny comments. Let me go over. So Edward Williams, it's not necessarily funny, but it is.
What does that even mean?
He has faith in me. He says I can handle an RGN or flatbed.
Joe Cummings says Steve's face is like the map of Poland.
I'm sorry, not flatbed.
I
cannot handle a flatbed, but I can handle an RGN or step deck, he says.
She probably could, but we have to cut the mud flaps down.
Definitely.
And probably take off the light bar on the back.
Yeah.
So,
They like the
Drippin' Rust Garage would watch you doing a barbecue.
Me
grilled cheese.
barbecue.
Charles Carey says grilled cheese or hot ham and cheese.
And what I was
Believe me, I'm not one to turn down
grilled cheese.
I can throw it down with the barbecue.
Jen makes the best grilled cheese.
Big Steel Trucker says, if I move to Wisconsin, I can still constipate because I love cheese.
Yikes.
I really do like the cheese here. I don't usually like cheese. I don't ask him. I don't want cheese on my burgers and things like that.
She's cheesy enough on her own.
But what I really like about going to the store in Wisconsin, when you want to buy cheese, like the cheese curds, and they have like these like little stringy cheeses that's like mozzarella sticks, but they're stringy, like little,
string cheese.
Yeah.
string cheese. But it's like little whips or whatever, something like that. They're like little like shoelace strings or something. And I really like that because in California, everything's like super processed and it's a block. So out here, your cheese has like character. And it's good.
It tastes way different.
It does taste good. But my children are crazy because they're so used to the process, so they think something's wrong with the real cheese.
Right. That's so weird. But no, it's one of the funny stories with Wisconsin and cheese for me was when I first started working out of Wisconsin, I was leased out with a company called Trail Camp.
Yeah.
And we used to haul a lot of cheese to New York, like Brooklyn, out on the island, wherever. And I always used to say, now again, I'm sorry, but I'm a little partial to the food that I grew up with. So I Italian, if I had...
Are you saying you're Italian?
No, I'm actually Polish-Ukrainian. Half of me is Polish-Ukrainian, the other half is Italian.
Okay.
My mom's Italian. Her maiden name was Carbonaro. My father, James Feszczak, the Feszczak is actually Ukrainian. Sawicki is the Polak that came from, that was my grandmother. Genevieve Sawicki married John Feszczak, and they had 2 sons, Richard and James. James is my father. That was all Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. My mother was born and raised in Brooklyn. My father's parents passed away before I was born. One is 75, one is 76. I was born in 77. So I had no grandparents.
I also was born in 77. That was the best year.
So on the Feszczak side, I had no grandparents that I knew, and an uncle I rarely saw. Now my mother's side, that family is like straight out of central casting of like Goodfellas. When it was a wedding, forget it. You see this shop and the building that it's attached to would fill the building when a wedding was back then.
I come from a similar background.
That's how it was growing up. So I grew up I was raised Italian basically, with some food that my father liked and my mother learned how to make. But that's how I was raised. Why even got in? Oh yeah, food. So the best cheese is made in Wisconsin, but they don't know what to do with it. You gotta haul the best cheese to Brooklyn. They will make you the best pizza.
Probably.
But
Because pizza here, I won't touch it.
But do you like Italian beefs?
Never even heard of Italian beef.
Oh my gosh!
That's a Chicago
That's a
thing.
Chicago.
Oh,
Or something.
they're
Yeah.
so good.
He's from
They're,
Houston.
I know they're not
They
Italian
don't do
probably
that,
at
though.
all, but that's what they're
It's
called.
called a Chicago.
You know who
That's
else?
another
You know
one of
who
my
else
bad
eats Italian
jokes.
beef? Because a buddy of mine, when I used to go for Krill Camp, a Cuban guy that went by the handle 007, he's got a 99 Kenworth. I'm pretty sure he still got it. That was also a Puerto Rican thing, I think,
Was it?
from in Jersey. I think Puerto Ricans have this thing they call
I think they
Italian beef,
I think they do.
and I have no
something-
idea what it is.
I think they do something different with it though. It's slightly different.
Yeah, I only know of it from Chicago, but I couldn't even tell you what it is or if it's even beef.
Brian K says controversial or I can't talk.
Controversial.
Controversial?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Opinion: Wisconsin cheese is better for poutine than Canadian cheese.
Well,
I don't even know what poutine is.
What?
Come on.
I
You're
know
missing
of
out.
it.
I probably looked it up before.
It's fries.
The only reason I
Fries
know,
with
It's
gravy and
fries,
cheese.
curds, and gravy.
only reason I know about
And
poutine
isn't
was
it
from a
Canadian?
different
It's
YouTube
Canadian.
channel.
I think it's like.
That's from I only reason I know because Daily Driven Exotics was talking about.
Isn't it from
I don't know
Quebec?
what
I think it's a Quebec thing that we're
Never heard of it.
actually poutine originated.
Like hockey players.
Dave, thank you for
Yeah, but
subscribing.
I
we
don't-
appreciate
I-
it.
I've never heard of it until fairly recently.
Tommy has good memories of Wisconsin. His parents would go there to fish every year in the Rice Lake area. I don't know where Rice Lake is,
I
but
I used to have a friend there. He used to be a car hauler. I wonder whatever happened to the guy.
I don't know. You should look him up.
I don't remember his name.
What kind of a
Makes
friend
it
is
hard.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
Not for nothing.
That's like the friends our children make.
You know, not for nothing, but there's a lot of people that I knew in my younger days, only knew by the last name, couldn't tell you what the first name was. And then trucking a lot of times back in the early days of driving truck, I knew everybody by the CB handles. Couldn't tell you what the damn
What was your
real name
CB
was.
handle?
Cue ball.
Cue ball.
That makes sense.
Mine's Blondie Locks. Did you have one?
Blondie locks, okay.
It's like Goldilocks, but not. Do you have one?
Not really.
No. You're so.
I'm so
Unoriginal.
plain.
Well, I started off with Roadrunner, and then Cue Ball was a good friend of mine from Pennsylvania. He started calling me Cue Ball, and I'm like, you know what, that fits better.
So you're
That's
you're the
real
same
cue
age
ball.
as me. So like when I grew up in Washington State and I was a teenager, CB radios were really big to have in our personal cars. Did you have a CB radio in your
Not-
personal car?
I
Or anything
had
like
one.
that?
I wouldn't say they were big. I had one though, but they weren't like a really big thing because the crowd that I was hanging with, that was their thing.
Yeah.
So of course I had to have one too.
Yeah, so we had them. We did rabbit hunting on the weekends where someone would go hide with their car, and then they key up on the radio.
I
You had
never
to fi-
did
you
that,
had to
but
find
no.
them from the signal. That was like the best. I was living my best life.
I knew this dude. I knew
And-
this dude. I won't say his name. That he had a lot of power. He had a Chevy 1500 pickup truck, and he had a lot of power. Like he had one of those toolboxes in the back full of batteries. And that was, I was a kid. The base systems were the big thing. This dude had batteries and power linear.
My mom
And
had base
he-
stations when I was a kid.
Cell phones were a new thing, like a handheld cell phone,
Yeah,
not
the
the
big-
big,
the big-
bag.
big huge
No,
ones?
not the big bag one, but there was
No, like the big Nokia.
yeah. And we would roll up to, like, we were sitting at 7-Eleven one time, and this dude was sitting in his pickup truck. He's like, hey, you see the lady in the phone? Because, like, he pulled up to the 7-Eleven, the husband got out to get something, and the lady's sitting passenger side on the phone. And he's like, hey, you see that? I go, yeah. He goes, watch this. He just reaches in his trunk and he keys up the mic, and the lady, like, she redial it, goes reach in. Boop. As soon as he key up, the phone would hang up.
Oh man.
He ran some power
So
out
you-
of that thing.
When you used the CB when you were younger, did you have the same CB handle or did you change it?
I ran my Roadrunner when I first started.
So when I first started, I was DJ because all I wanted to be in life was a DJ at a radio
DJ.
station. That's all
I'm
I
picturing
wanted.
DJ from Hustle and Flow.
I picture DJ from Full House.
That's what I picture as
Oh.
DJ from Full House.
I'm thinking DJ. That's how like when I spell out Q ball, it's usually literally Q-BALL.
So if I'm trucking somewhere in Wisconsin and I see
It's
Orwell,
Canson.
yeah, and I see Orwell, I'm supposed to holler for the cue ball.
If I even have the radio on.
Oh man.
Pointless anymore.
No, I have it on because one,
I
I like to
always
know
have
what's
it
going
on.
on, just because. But I also have it on because we have the channel, and our viewers they say hey.
Well, my radio's still funky, but I did fix my antenna finally because I needed it the other day with an Escort.
I think Fancy said has a problem with it, Santana, though, right? Or something was going on with it. You're just.
Oh yeah, possibly. I don't know. I mean, I haven't driven it such a long time. I wouldn't know.
I really needs a CB shop to go through my stuff.
That's
Dude,
what
those are so hard to find anymore.
I need a new coax in that truck. That's what I need.
Yeah, CD
'Cause
shops.
it's only got one.
They're like the chapels.
Everything's disappearing in time. Ain't that something?
It sure is.
Where's the?
Oh man.
You guys
Francis
start reading
says we
some
really
comments up
click.
around
We
here.
do. I have to say, this guy is nothing like what I thought he would be. I was really surprised when we left. I'm like, man, he's so much different than I thought he would be.
Charles Cannery.
Much
apparently,
nicer.
apparently that's the thing going around there. Someone goes, Steve, you should grow a beard. And Christine Fortner, that was I felt so bad 'cause I thought that was somebody messing with me with her name. I go, no, he can't. She goes, he can't, Charles. He did explain why in a video. I have alopecia. It's why I have no hair, like no brows, lashes, nothing.
I've seen that. That's very common these days.
Well, it sucks when you're 8 years old and it
Well,
happens
I'm
to you.
sure it does. Yeah.
Well, you learn how to fight real quick because the only way to shut them little bastards up.
All right.
And you can't talk when your lips bleeding. Well, I
Right.
guess you can, but you're crying home to mom.
I had a buddy that he looks just like you, by the way, because he had the same problem. He used to run pretty hard. He was a strong solo back in the day, and he was doing a turnaround to the East Coast. And he woke up after taking about a 12-hour nap, and all of his hair and everything was on his pillow. It was all fell out.
John Boyd wrote it here. Pretty won't sell me Marla or Crystal. Well, Marla is for sale, but he wants $65,000 for it. So I imagine, John Boyd, if you give him $65,000, he'll sell it to you. I imagine so, unless he doesn't like you. Can't help it. I have $100K to spend. Well, buy me a truck then. No, there's. Matter of fact, I gotta call that other guy back because he called me a couple of days ago.
John wants to know, is drop and hook profitable these days like Schmidt and Chad? Who's Chad?
Chad Keegan.
Oh, doesn't he do containers, right? Or
No, you're thinking 18 wheels rolling does
Yeah,
containers.
that's right.
No, Chad Keegan, he does power only.
Okay.
So
Depends.
it depends. What we did for our drop and hook, it was great.
profitable.
It worked well for us. We did line haul to line haul. Coming from background of being at FedEx Ground for the last 5 years prior to that, it was what we knew, and it worked really well for us, and it was profitable. But I mean, it all kind of depends on where you're at too. I mean, you could drop and hook, but maybe you'll still be sitting there for a while before you do your hook.
Efficiency is key here, and I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna get into Kurt's stuff, but only he knows how much he's making. If it works for him, it works for him. But like, what we did is we dropped and hooked, and we were always loaded. We never ran empty, and we didn't really have any deadhead miles. So
Yeah, no deadhead.
So we made money doing what we did, and with the truck that literally got 8 miles per gallon, like Tiny did. I mean, yeah, it was very profitable.
Yeah, times are good.
It was very good.
I,
That's why that truck was bought, and that's why that X15 is awesome. You just have to know how to set it up.
As I'm interviewing other carriers to looking to working with them, I do see quite a few are getting more into the drop and hook mindset.
Out here they do
And,
because they have to drop trailers for customers when they got big customers.
That's it. When you have the customers, a lot of the customers, they want the trailers to be there, especially with like the detention payments coming into play and things like that. So,
Cheese places here in Wisconsin, they were never that bad when I had to live load them, but like what Kurt does, when you go to the meat packing plants, yeah, you be sitting there all day getting loaded.
I'd say more from a profitability thing, you need to look at more as an efficiency thing, keeping yourself moving.
So they're talking back and forth.
Yeah.
John Boyd's talking with Big Rig Spot, talking about, I guess he's trying to buy a truck off James Pretty. I could text James and tell you, I mean, if you want, I don't know how you, look on Marketplace. He's got them on Marketplace. I don't know if he just won't sell it to you or, I mean, I have his number. I could text him and say, hey, this dude's talk about seriously buying a Marla. I know Crystal, he's in the middle of working with. He just he's still hooking up that cat motor, so. Because he was working, I think that's the one he had, that Detroit in there. He was trying to squeeze in.
Which
with
one
the
is
fit.
that one?
Crystal? That's the white one with the red stripes, I think.
No, but what truck is it?
It's a K100 cab over.
Oh, okay, because yeah, I don't keep up with the names anymore. He's
But
got so many.
The one he's got a K100 Aerodyne, the tall one, and that's got a 3, maybe not 318. That's got a 2-stroke Detroit in it. He wants $65K for that one. That's a nice truck. I think set up. He had that at Matt's.
Did he?
No, not Matt's. After Matt's was semi-casual. He brought it there. But yeah, oh yeah, Omar Youssef. I haven't been reading a lot of comments. Sorry, Omar Youssef is here. Man, that dude never misses a live. There's some that like literally you will never miss a live. Omar's one of them.
XC70 says that we should live stream with Trucking with Schmidt or Super Trucker Dan. We don't know Dan. We know Kurt. We don't know Dan. If Kurt ever gets up here, I'll try and make it happen. Or if we get to where he is, we'll try and make it happen. But yeah, we don't know Super Trucker Dan. We've watched his episodes.
I don't think Dan does any live.
I seen him at Max. I didn't like
Yeah, he
meet
was
him.
at Max
I
last
seen
year.
him last year. But it just
He's
I
gonna be
just
there
seen him
again this
passing.
year.
I didn't get to see him or nothing. Or I have no idea if he even knows who I am. So it's one of those.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows who we are either.
Because that was a real awkward moment with my videos from Matt's last year. I ran into somebody who knew me, but like completely was like blew me off, and I'm like, you ain't all that anyway. Go away.
Wizzy wants to know how it.
God only knows. They're right around 5.
Yeah, it's about the moon.
That's if that.
It's a mechanical 3406B. I mean, 5 is good.
If it ain't winding, it ain't running.
Exactly. People didn't care about fuel mileage back in them days. They loaded the wagon and they put it in the wind. And that was top dog back in those days.
The cab over?
About 3406B.
You gotta bear in mind, I was a kid when that thing was built.
Yeah. Wow,
84 was
I had
a good year
an
to be a
88.
kid.
I was a kid when that was built.
84 is a good year to be a kid. Life was good then.
Have you ever
That
heard
was
of
so young.
Time Lapse Trucker on YouTube? That's Charles Cannery. No, never heard of that one.
I'm gonna guess he does time lapse.
But
You figure out
Super Trucker Dad, I think he's the OG trucker of YouTube. I think he's like one of the first, isn't he? Man, I used to watch him.
You watch him a long time
10
ago.
years ago.
Before we
He's
were-
longer. He's been out here longer than me. I'll tell you that.
He's been on YouTube forever. I'd watch him like 10 years ago and be like, I could do that. It's like he used to put a lot into the videos, like the securement and stuff, and the tarping
Yeah.
and loading. And I think he got a little burnt out now. But yeah, he's still out there and he's trucking and he's filming.
Here's an interesting comment. Joe Cummings says, I think most truckers should just study and get their general class ham license. Cuts out having to hear the idiots. Could you imagine what would happen to the ham radio crowd if most sofa were
No.
truck drivers?
No.
Trust
is the
me,
ham
you
radio,
don't want.
Is ham
Trust
radio
me.
even a thing anymore?
Yes,
Okay.
Is it?
my father to this day is still a ham operator.
So when we got the truck or started thinking about getting the truck, I don't remember how it went down, but Martin was watching trucking videos. We watched Super Trucker Dan, and then we stumbled across Schmidt's channel, and then I was like, he came across Nick's channel,
I didn't start watching.
and
I didn't start watching Schmidt because I was like, man, he
What
looks
is
so
this guy
intimidating.
about? Just kidding.
and
I was
so
afraid to
we
click.
were watching those 3 channels, and I was like, oh, that looks so fun. You should do that, babe. You should do YouTube. Because back then, I was not going to go in the truck with him. I wasn't going to do any of this. And my how
Well,
things changed.
She was
All right, so
trying
here-
to pick it up.
Here, I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna just go straight Steve Feschek on this. What's this? OMB2 and everything is. I don't know how old that comment is here. I'm gonna tell it to you like this, brother. Okay. Here's the comment. This dude isn't. First of all, you need to learn how to write because you need to go back to school. Seriously. This dude is an Air Force alopecia. I'm gonna read it as it's written. This dude is an Air Force alopecia. His son is Marines, but doesn't even believe in chat's freedom of speech rights. Okay, buddy. Let me tell you something. You start talking stupid crap and get personal with me and my family or people here, okay, and you start some real dumb crap that you would not tell me to my face. Because if you did, I'd probably do something about it. If that kind of comment comes out, I'm going to block you. I'm going to drop you. And I'm going to make sure that you never make a comment on this channel under that name again. That's why. Do I believe in freedom of speech? Absolutely. But when you talk stupid nonsense like that other one was, you're out of here. It's really simple. My channel, my rules. You don't like it? Hit the bricks. Whoever the hell you are that can't read or write.
That's
Sorry, but I go on
Those are
rants
usually
like
the
that.
best ones.
That's how I do. I'm sorry. I
Those
don't
are the
play that
best.
game.
Those are the best ones. They can't write.
Yeah, I don't play that game. I'm
That-
sorry. You talk crap about me. If you won't say it to me to my face, don't write it on here.
They
for,
won't.
for real. And guys,
You got constructive criticism? No troubles.
I have the biggest problem with people out there with social media that hide behind their screen and talk crap. Cause like, that's not cool. Cause like, we're people too. And we do this and we share this with you, so you guys essentially have entertainment, and then you got to go talk crap. It's not cool.
Yeah, no, there's just some stuff that just gotta go
I
because
mean, yeah.
people feel like this, people feel like they're safe behind the screen, sitting in their mother's basement because they came and do their own thing. And okay, you got constructive criticism, okay, fine. You got some hate, okay, fine. I'm not gonna block you just because of a hater comment. But when you talk some crap the one that I sent to the train station, you start talking that kind of stupid nonsense, I'm gonna get rid of you.
Yep.
I got no use for that.
Wizzy says the New Jersey is coming out.
Oh no,
It is
no. It does.
That's 100% Jersey there.
I ain't even drinking yet.
And Jim, we're not doing the two-step. I do not dance.
I
dancing.
thought he was talking about like an actual two-step.
Do we have any
box.
cars that have two steps?
No, I don't have
No, we have one for your car for the nitrous, but
Oh,
we
do we?
never put it on.
Oh, that could be fun.
I don't have anything cool like that yet.
That's
Well,
that's all I know about two-step. I don't know about no dancing two-step.
John
Yeah.
says one of those same kind of comments was made on here and it got blocked by Oz. Thank you,
I
Oz.
think
Is it Cavaliers?
Yes, I think I was reading it. I saw that. I was reading it, but I didn't catch it. I just saw the alopecia part, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah,
so I didn't get to
moderators
catch it.
debuting their work. You
Good
guys, awesome. We love you. I hope one day we can meet our moderators. Oz might be kind of hard though, because I think he is literally in
He's in
Australia.
Australia.
That might be a little hard.
John is in. Doesn't John live out east?
Let me show you something. Now you mention it.
Greg says, Steve, thank you for your service and that of your son.
You know
I
how
also
far-
wanted to say that.
You know how far this light pole? Light pole. You know how far this light pole came? This guy, named Sam, subscriber on my channel. He's from England. He brought this. Him and his wife. God rest his soul. She passed away. That was, if you saw it, I made a little piece of the video because I felt real bad. He got back home and she passed away.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was like almost immediately after. But he was like, it was funny. I never met the guy. And this dude comes walking up to me. I'm outside. We're outside walking from building to building. It was like a shortcut to get to where I was going. And this guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, I got something for you. And he's like, this English accent, like almost Scottish. And I'm like, oh, I know who you are. I never heard the guy talk. Wrote to him a lot, but didn't. So I put two and two together. I'm like, oh, now I know who you are. So he walked out. He went to where, I don't remember. Excuse me. He went to Gentry's booth. He went back out to his car and he brought me this. He literally, I kept it in the bag it came in, and I still left the airport tag on it when he flew it in from England. So he gave me the height pole. He's like, I'm tired of seeing you having to climb up on top of them strikers. So he's like, I don't do this anymore. I don't do that line of work no more. So he literally dragged this height pole in from England and gave it to me at Louisville.
What is it in centimeters?
And I kept it. I don't know. I'll tell you. Oh no, it gives
Is it
you
in inches?
It gives it to you in inches
That
And
is so
in
cool.
and in
Watch the stick though.
sorry
right?
and in metrics there.
Oh, that's nice. Though. That's an awesome one. So if you're ever in Canada,
Well, yeah. Well, it works. So either way, you talk about one of your subscribers from Australia. Stranger things have happened.
yeah.
I have
I was using this
on
earlier
my
to
truck.
check the height. I'm trying to keep it under 7 feet if possible.
Oh,
When I
this?
get to the car wash.
Yeah, there
Yes, you got to. Otherwise,
you
you're
go. I have
stuck
that
with rust.
problem with my CB antenna on my level 4, and every time I go through it, I got to take it off.
Man, I wish they had like some monthly membership car washes that weren't in Green Bay, like around here.
Steve, does this
Appleton.
fit in
watched
the
a
quick
lot.
trip?
No.
washes?
No, there's one. It's not a quick trip, but it's down in Appleton. It's the one where you. I
Is
found
it
it because
the side by side one by Chick-fil-A?
no,
No.
it's right at County Road E and 41.
Okay.
So it's what I found with the other truck. Because it's a crew cab long box, it won't fit because it's too long. So you need the one where you drive in and it pulls you through on a conveyor belt. You could be 80 feet long; it'll wash the whole car.
Yeah. They
The
have one-
problem with this is it barely
Are you
fits
talking about-
width-wise.
Are you talking about the quick trip?
No.
There's a quick trip over there that does that too in Appleton.
Okay, I don't know that one, but the one I go to, it's
I
on
think-
County Road E on the south side of 41. It's right there on the right.
We have a touchless not too far from our house. Mine's along the crew cab too, but it's not a dually, and it goes through there no problem.
But when you get this one through there, you have to get out and pull your mirrors in. You have to make sure your outer tires are just on the inside of the yellow line, and it'll fit through easy. But I'd like to not have to take the lights on and off, but that's the idea was I could if I have to.
You're gonna have to do touchless with those.
So,
What's that?
I think that's one of their subscribers. Walter, he's one of your subscribers.
Oh, Brian K. Steve, Oz is me.
that's our moderator.
Got a mod over
in
Allison.
Australia.
Orange Channel, yes, I'm from Australia. Been following you about the same length of time as following Allison Martin. Oh, that's awesome, then. Cool.
You know how he
Now I
became
know.
a
Now I know
moderator?
who he is.
You know how he became a moderator? See, I got stories from my moderators. 'Cause
What time is it over there?
I don't know what time it is over there.
Australia?
Tell us what time it is
What time
in
is it,
Australia.
Isn't it like 16 hours
So-
ahead?
The way he became a moderator is I had a guy that was being a total douchebag telling us how
Hey, you were telling me about this.
and all FU and I was like, you were
Moderator
hired.
status.
You were hired.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're all on our ever glitch.
He
Well,
said
then
it's
it could be on your
2
phone
p.m.
too.
2
not just
p.m.
mine.
on Saturday? That's
Someone
yeah.
else says Saturday, so
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't think about that, babe.
Hey,
You're watching
Oz.
the video.
Send me the
Uh-huh.
lotto
And-
numbers, and I'll split it with you.
That Starlink's probably overloaded.
send you some what?
The lotto numbers, because
Oh.
he's from the future.
Oh.
So somebody asked.
I'll split it with you.
Yeah.
80-20.
So was it? I
So yeah,
guess-
he's 16 hours ahead.
I'm gonna just say Chetty97A asked, "Are you getting a full yellow light bar for the Hemi?" Well, I don't know if you can see it. So right overhead, there's gonna be identical. Well, first of all, where I bought this at, they don't stock big light bars. You have to have them made for you. Problem with that is lead time is 5-6 weeks. I have to have this truck done before Louisville because it's going to Louisville because that's what we're driving. And it might be worked after Louisville, like possibly immediately after Louisville. So it has to be done. I'll have lead time to buy a big light bar. So what I did was I bought that light and an identical one's gonna go on this side. The one light that's in the back rack right there sitting at that angle, that's a strobe also. I also bought strobes for the grill that are gonna go next to where it says Ram. There's like that C on the side in chrome, and I'm gonna put 2 strobes in there too. So you got the ones on the roof, 2 of them on the back, and 2 of them on the front. Maybe to add more later. So I don't honestly. I'm gonna see how much we do use this truck before I make a decision if I'm gonna actually build a legit pilot car. And if I'm gonna do that, I'm thinking like a box Chevy Caprice wagon, or maybe I'll do a bubble, but I really like the boxes better. But I want the later ones that had the throttle body.
Isn't that funny how like these older cars were like just hideous back in the day, but now they're cool?
Oh, I don't know if they were hideous. They didn't care.
They were hideous.
I think you're
They're
tripping.
hideous.
No, they're
Well,
They're
Are you
cool
talking
now.
about? Are you talking about the GMT 400 trucks? Those
No,
are
I'm not
better.
Well,
talking about that. I'm
anything-
talking about the big bubble butt Caprice wagons.
Oh, those
Well-
are awesome too with the back.
well, the
facing.
problem. Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think
They
those
were
ones have
literally
the back
square-
face.
they were literally disposable cars because they were fleet vehicles, they were
Yeah.
cop cars, whatever like that. So they beat the hell out of them.
I had one that was
Disposable.
a cop car.
No one thought to
not
keep
a
one.
wagon.
The
No,
square
no one
body-
thought to keep one.
So
And nowadays the stuff they build is so lame and
Oh, yeah.
plastic. You
No.
look at, holy crap!
That's cool.
remember in Rancho when we used to go to that little cheese restaurant for breakfast? There was these 2 teal square. They were the square body Caprices.
Yeah,
Those. See, I would take one all day long today and lay it out. Twin
I'm sure you
turbos,
would.
awesome cars. I love them. Back in the day, I thought they were just land yachts, but Ron Stewart says
Oh,
on the last
that was-
live
hi,
stream you
Jim.
mentioned the
You are
Black
quiet.
Dog movie. I was there helping working on that film. One of the Peterbilts had a roll cage on top of the cab with a separate stunt driver. I figured that, but I heard Patrick Swayze, didn't he get a CDL just for the movie or something like that? See, now that movie had the cheesiest storyline ever, but the Peterbilts made that movie.
all I know is Patrick Swayze had Arabian horses.
He
He
had
loved- he
Joe
loved his
Peterbilt
horses.
too. He set the JB Hunt position all the way up.
So Tabitha, I still don't know how to say that name.
Flat
last
cab,
name.
ultra cab.
Hi
62.
Jen, are you okay? You're quiet. She's always quiet.
Is it
quiet.
Sal?
Sal, SALB.
Sal?
Sal, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe Sal.
And Jen's okay. She's being quiet, which is normal.
That's not a 9670. That's a Ford.
Yeah, that's a Ford CL 9000. Pilot car is not a police car. Michael Leonard, okay, I'm just gonna let people just crash into crap, just like they almost crashed into my truck last week. Okay. There's a lot of non-law enforcement that hold back traffic. Have you ever seen a crossing guard? Have you ever seen a construction worker? Okay. I don't think those are police putting yellow cones that block the lane. Okay. So contrary to your belief, I'm not gonna let people just crash into a multi-million-dollar boat because Michael Leonard said so. Can we send you the bill? You got 174,000 for the mast that was on the side of the boat, or I think 2.4 mil for the whole thing. I don't think you do. I don't.
That's pricey.
Meanwhile, I'm like, note to self: do not ever try the pilot car
Don't
business.
do it. We're gonna get
Oh, you have to. The road rage is real. I'm telling you, it's real. And they get mad.
The comments, man.
They get mad, man. They get mad. It can hold.
Oz, where in Australia do you live? At 99 degrees.
Josh Trucking
34
Adventures is
Celsius,
sticking
that's
up
hot.
for me. Well, apparently he knows better.
It's weird that you guys have summer.
Crown
during
Vic
Christmas.
pilot car.
That is really weird. Yeah.
Southern Hemisphere, they're backwards. Summertime is wintertime for us, and wintertime for us is summertime for them.
Yeah.
So they're in summertime right now.
That
No,
was-
I'm sorry. They're going to be going into wintertime right now. They're just coming out of summer. So for them, no wait, we're going. See,
What's going on?
we're going into summer. They're going into winter. That's
Big
what I
Rig
meant to
Spot-
say.
Apparently, Big Rig Spot's been busy getting rid of some people. Somebody got.
You gotta give that man another moderator.
Is it that hot in Melbourne? I had a friend that used to live there. He lives in Canada now. I think he lives in Manitoba. And I remember Melbourne. He always said that Melbourne was kind of on the milder side. I know where Melbourne is.
So yeah, but
I'd love to visit Australia. That's one of the places I would love to
But-
go. Even just to sightsee the road trains and everything. That stuff's just, and your guys' trucks are just so much taller. The Kenworth's there, all the cooling capacity they have and everything, and how they're designed. They're just
I'd be down
way,
with going,
way
but
out
man,
there.
that plane ride.
I don't care. The
That-
planes
that's
are different, man.
That's what you keep saying.
You're
but-
such a baller YouTuber. You can afford first class, man.
Oh.
So Big Rig Spot, I'll give you because he's the only mod we got. Well, like that one guy was talking about when it came to the
Justin,
when it came
not
to
not
the,
just trucking. No, not
Wait,
him.
which Justin?
Just Utah, Rockville.
yeah.
How you doing,
Justin.
man?
But
Good
yeah,
to
Big
see you.
Rig Spot. When it comes to guys like that, we're talking with the pilot car stuff. That's not hate. That's just disagreeing. You let that ride. That's obviously not a problem. I'll address them. What I want blocked is like the bad crap, like that other idiot.
So like you were
But
saying,
yeah.
you had people help you in Washington with loading that thing that were viewers.
Oh,
we
yeah,
had a
yeah.
viewer named Justin, and our Ford pickup, the fan like grenaded, took
It
out a
exploded
radiator
when we were coming
of
out
the
here for our
Harleys.
first load. The
And-
fan blades themselves shattered and took
Yeah,
the
and
radiator
they
out.
went everywhere. And Justin, one of our viewers, who we had met a couple times before, because we used to
How
park.
does it even happen?
It just
I-
was old. I think it had a crack in it.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
on the Ford 6.0s, the best engine ever made, the wiring comes over the top and down in front of the blades, and the stupid holder that was in there must have broken, and the wire started dangling across, and I think the fan just hit the wire.
Okay.
And it's kind of like in a little plastic holder, and the plastic holder, when that fan kicked on, boom, it just shattered everything. It had a nice Mishimoto aluminum radiator, boom, took that out. And Justin's like, hey, if you guys ever need
Need
anything,
anything.
give me a call. I was like, hey, Justin.
We need you, buddy.
AAA was on the ball. They came and got that Ford. I mean, we were there, we took the trailer down the road, dropped it, then we came back and fancy, because I got the bumper pull hitch on my truck.
Yeah.
Hooked up the little trailer from the Ford.
Good thing we brought Fancy out
Folded.
that trip and not Tiny.
He came out with a rollback, and I mean, it's a long bed, it's a single wheel, but it's as big as your truck, right? I mean, it's a long bed crew cab truck, diesel, so he put it on there. Every corner he was taking, he was keeping up
I
with
get
me.
sketch,
He
yeah.
was keeping up with me, and I was slowing down, but he brought it out to
Our
us.
tow truck driver is rad too, because he races cash days. Do you know what that is? The street racing cash days?
Gosh, days like,
Like street outlaws do?
Okay.
he
Yeah.
raced for money on
He's
the
one of
street.
those guys.
Yeah, he's got a twin turbo Coyote Mustang, and anyway, Justin, he landed his shop, like you know.
He
shop
lended
made
Martin some coveralls.
coveralls, and that Ford was up and running. that
And
night.
Justin's dad helped too.
We had to wait- we
Everyone
had-
was hanging out. It was
Yeah,
rad.
Justin's dad was there.
Justin let us take his beautiful pickup
He
truck
let
to
us
go
take
get
his
parts.
pickup truck, his brand new Chevy. He was offering to let us take his pickup to Wisconsin with our stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, what kind of guy is that? What is that?
Justin's an amazing viewer.
I couldn't do
An
that
amazing
because I was like,
person.
no, there's no way. I could
No,
do
Yeah.
we would never take you up on that, Justin, but we love you.
that. I appreciate the thought, though.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
you run into some really good people
There's
through
some-
this whole thing.
Yeah, there's some of you guys are amazing.
If you're ever
Yeah.
out in Wisconsin, Justin, you got my number. Love to hang out. You're welcome at our house anytime.
And if we ever go to Utah, which we very
Yeah,
may like to do because we love going to Utah, and we're trying to find a carrier that
I'm
lets us
hoping
do
to
such
drag
a
the
thing.
racer out there. That's something you guys
Yeah.
might be, because you got
We
the
got
quads
the
still.
quads. We should
My
all do
son-
a trip together.
Well, you seen what's parked next to the shop.
Yeah.
So your viewers may or may not know, I have a 41-foot enclosed trailer let it haul with this. You could literally well, there are in there now. Right now, there's a Ford Galaxy in there and a Cadillac. You could fit two full, and I don't mean like full size, like a rental car calls full size. I mean
Real
big
full
cars.
size, like the
Two of them
80s type full size.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody says just now everything in Australia can kill you. It's okay. I'm married.
Everything in the what?
In Australia can kill you.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm married. I'm already dead.
Oh.
God, kid.
Yikes! But Sean, he's the kid. My oldest son does the Jeep stuff. He's got the big Rubicon. We're talking about doing like Moab this summer.
He needs to watch the YouTube series of the British guy who took the mini Jeep through Moab. That was amazing.
I need to see it too.
It was amazing. It was the best series. It was like 6 episodes. I don't remember the guy's channel, but if you search mini Jeep Moab, it's this dude bought one of those little mini Jeeps, which they have them for sale at Fleet Farm. Me and Martin saw, we're like, oh, we need a mini Jeep. And he went from Salt Lake City
Appreciate it, Justin. I'll take them coveralls.
to the Salt Flats, and then drove down to the Salt Flats and through Moab, and it was broke up over like a course of time because he blew up the motor in it and
Right.
stuff. But he did it, and it was the coolest thing ever.
Well, I don't know what's to do out there with the quads. I guess you could, but I don't mostly see Jeeps and Razors out there. But
Martin and I, when we retire, we want to go out to Utah, and we're gonna roll around our side by side, and that's gonna be our life.
why would you retire? I would just do it now and
Well, I
take time off and go.
12 valve Cummins is way better than what?
probably your Ford, because they. can't
Oh,
take
you're
it
saying
to-
that's
Oh,
what
that doesn't have enough valves for me. Only 12.
They can't take you, or they're taking you seriously.
Ron was the original. I think the original Black Dog truck is in Europe, but wasn't there like 2 or 3 of them? I know there was at least 2, and I seen one that was here.
Oh, you
and I
mean the
actually-
container with chicken lights movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
They put chicken lights
Well,
on the
that's-
container.
I mean, they're from Jersey. What do you expect? But anyway, one
Not
of
the
them. I think-
chassis. It was legit
it's
on
legit
the
on the
in the
container
container.
itself.
The
Did you
Peterbilt,
watch
like
that
you know the
movie?
lights I have on my bumper.
Did
They
you
put
watch
those
that
in the
movie?
container to
watch
make
that
it look like
movie.
a
I
chicken
love
truck.
it.
I'm
I
like,
love it.
nobody puts lights on a can.
Steve, you gotta admit that was the cheesiest plot line of a trucking movie ever.
No.
But it was a great movie because there was 2. Well, technically there was 1 Peterbilt in it, but it was trucking.
Terrible trucking movies.
It was a bad
Unpopular
movie.
opinion, over the top. That one was a terrible
No, that was an
storyline.
alright movie. I mean,
Terrible storyline.
he arm wrestled his ass off for a truck. Come
Probably
on,
the
man.
most
No,
terrible
no,
one
no,
was
no,
that
no,
movie
no,
called
no.
The Truck. Was it The Trucker? That one about the chick?
Oh,
I
yeah.
That one was
I'm
terrible.
gonna take no. Over the Top actually is a very good trucking movie.
Over the Top was a really good
Because
truck.
no, because you never had to deal with having a kid taken from you while you're out on the road.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from
Matthew
on
and
that.
my son
Jeez,
Sean.
so that's-
I had a very neglectful ex-wife
And
that
you
took
look
the
like you
money
could
I
arm
sent.
wrestle.
Well, it wasn't the arm wrestling thing. It was
No,
just.
I'm just saying though. I can see
I
where
could,
you relate on many levels.
But no, what I'm saying though is like, but his whole thing was trying to be with his kid and share stuff with his kid. But the family my ex-wife was just a neglectful woman that liked to take my child support money, give it to her boyfriend and his habits rather than into my kids. So I had to struggle with that to try to take my kids and do everything I could with them and share my life with my children. So in that regard, I related to the fact that whole movie, the mother and I guess the grandfather who had, it was like a Warbucks, Johnny Warbucks kind of guy with $8 billion, dollars,
Yes.
was trying to take the kid away from the legitimate dad because the dad was a scumbag because he didn't have any money.
See, you read it.
And I had
than
exactly,
I
I lived that life
do. Yeah.
with my sons. So I'm like, no, and I guarantee you, I'm not the only truck driver that had that life or has that.
That auto car was badass.
Oh yeah, that was a badass truck. But the life of the driver, the heartbreak, that's real.
Shit, even that WIA Volvo was kind of cool. I'm not a Volvo kind of guy, like Sherman Clemson.
We used to laugh at that truck to this day.
Yeah, we did. But that truck was actually for sale at auction not long ago. It's still around.
Oh, that
Was it
truck?
really?
I bet you.
Somebody says, hang on a second.
Nah.
Oh,
It's not
you
even
were
a-
talking about the 12 valve being better than the 6. I mean, everything's better than the 6.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
what I was
that
saying.
guy-
They did not get your joke.
I didn't get that one. No, I probably, but I don't think I put a 12 valve in it. If I was going to put a Cummins in
Your
my
12
truck,
valves.
I might. I put a Cummins in
Your
it.
12 valve, but it would probably have a corner where you find out that that's a Hemi dually right
Don't
here.
tell nobody.
Why you literally
You're-
call it the Hemi dually.
You're bringing it up.
Well,
now.
one of the things that Martin has noticed here is that there's not a lot of diesel pickups. A lot of people buy the gasoline ones.
Yeah. I think it's because a lot of, see, the thing up here, it gets cold in the wintertime. Emissions and cold and diesel, yeah, it's not the best.
Well, like I said earlier, I would not buy a diesel pickup truck just to drive from home to the shop, back to home, back to the shop. And when it does have to tow, it's, if you're lucky, it's half
It
its
doesn't
life.
get hot enough, and if you have emissions on it, you just
Exactly.
have
So
problems.
why would I buy a diesel for a pickup truck when I don't use it commercially? And when it actually, believe it or not, weight rating, it gets better with the Hemi because it's lighter than the Cummins, so you can actually put more in the truck. Now, yes,
Okay.
technically the Cummins can tow more, but I'm already towing a 21,000 pound trailer with a truck that could do way more than even that.
Don't this
So
have like 400 some horsepower too?
I don't know what Hemi's rated at.
The 6.4's got about that.
I think it's 360 something or
So
something.
they might have detuned it and torqued it up. Like
I'm
put
not
it in the
sure.
camera.
I'd have to look it up, but
Don't-
tow weight, it can tow into the, I know it's up into the 30,000, which is crazy, but my trailer, the heaviest trailer I got could go up to 21, so.
Music
That's
City, what do you think of the 100th anniversary trucks? Which ones?
Kenworth.
Oh, the W900s?
Yes.
They're the same as yours. Keep it. There's no difference other than the badge and,
The badge.
and the new payment that goes along with it.
Yes.
Oh, the trucks that they're claiming
I
is W9 now?
No, he's talking about the 100th anniversary. I think that's what you're
I
talking
think it's
about.
the new W9s, yeah.
That's not the ones that are out now.
No, not the W990.
No, but
they still
like-
make the W900s.
Do they still, I thought they were done with
That's the
W9s.
389, Pete. The
Yeah.
W900 they still make.
Oh, I thought they were done
I
with
hear
that.
2026 they'll officially axe it, but it hasn't been. Nobody.
Because that W990 basically looks like a Coronado Freightliner.
I think
It's
that
terrible.
so I think what they did is they released it because they're going to ship Canada W900 because they want everything to be simplified. Now here's the difference between Kenworth and Peterbilt. Peterbilt only has one factory. Kenworth has two. Kenworth can do whatever the hell they want, so they can keep building the W900. Well, Peterbilt, it was hard for them to keep making that narrow cab. The 389 had its own production line. This is why the 389 went away. Now the W900, they can still make it because they make it in Seattle. They got the Clinton, Ohio, which I can't pronounce the name of. Chili call, whatever, right? That's how you say it. But they're saying 2026 is going to be the last year of the W900. Now, here's my speculation. I think they released the W990 to see if it's going to flop, which obviously it did. And they're going to be like, well, let's see if we need to redesign some stuff on it because that's going to be the replacement. Just wait.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if they didn't leave the stupid little fenders where you tilt the hood open and they put some air cleaners on it and they redesigned the grill a little bit so it doesn't look like an old T600 with a single fat bar in the middle, wouldn't be as bad looking. But now then again, if you want to drive a truck with no visibility, which a W900 already has, sit in a W990. That hood is like so wide. You've got such a huge blind spot. You can't see shit out of that truck.
I don't think I've actually sat in one.
You did.
John Stimson
I
asked,
don't, but I don't remember. It must not have been impressive.
you might know this, I don't know it. He says, John Stimson asked, hey Steve, you happen to know the size of rivets they use on the 362s? Because we should mention on that too. You used to have a 362 also.
I never did any of that kind of work. They're hucks. That's all I know.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the size. I
You need the
put a
gun.
lot of them in Orwell redoing the windshield frame, but I
I
couldn't
think
tell
they're
you.
bigger than a quarter inch. As far as the actual,
The hole?
yeah. is
No,
it-
they're smaller than that.
Are they?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I still have any left.
Well, quarter inch rivets aren't very big. And I've never had one apart, so I couldn't tell you, but
Yeah, maybe. I'm not.
Ours is pretty.
I'm trying to remember if I have. They're in a plastic bag, like little metal rivets, like about that long. Do you remember me putting? Have you seen that? I don't know.
I want to say that the shank of the rivet itself, it's got to be around a quarter inch. But I couldn't tell you exactly. That's probably a question for Peterbilt, but they probably won't know either. Happy 80th birthday Ooh, me?
80th?
80.
Do we look that old?
I'm old, but I ain't that
I ain't
old.
that old yet. I
Starting to
promise
feel
you
that
that I probably won't even be alive at 80.
No.
With all the brake clean and diesel I sniff on a daily basis.
Oh, no.
Let's see here. I guess
Oh,
I guess
best
somebody
80th
else is
birthday present.
giving
Oh,
all
I'm
that
sorry.
crap.
Best 80th. I missed it. Best 80th birthday present I've ever received. Donna. Donna. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna even attempt to pronounce your last name.
It's Donna's birthday?
Yes, 80th
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
Happy
Donna.
birthday, Donna. I thought somebody was saying happy 80th birthday to us. And that's why I should read all the comments. That makes more sense.
Yes. Appreciate you being here and watching, by the way.
Yeah.
I cannot read any of those. I need reading glasses. Or I need the phone way out here. You have that yet?
What?
Or you need reading glasses? Or you need to hold your stuff way out here?
See, I'm
I
40.
don't know. I'm usually closer.
See,
Yeah, I can't see things.
But
as close.
sometimes it's like, you know, like on Jen's phone,
Well, you
it's
got
black.
you got bigger text though.
Yeah, see mine, when you're on the live and you're looking at the screen
Yeah.
with yourself on it, it's sometimes it's white on white, and I'm like, there's no way I can read that. It's hard.
Jen feels me, I think, because she's got the bigger text on her phone a little bit.
I think it just depends on how much books you used to read as a kid. Now, see, I did very poorly in school. I've never read a book in my life. I only flipped through
There's
the car.
no way you never read a book.
No. I've never read a book in my life. I've only flipped through the car magazines and read the captions, and I looked at pictures of the engines, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that's the stuff. That's how my vision's still good.
I read a handful of books. I read Christine. Believe it or not, I actually enjoyed reading that one. The movie was terrible.
But did you read 1984?
I still have it.
Oh, good. Now, that was what I actually wanted to ask you, and I was kept forgetting. Makes sense.
First of all, you really have to read 1984 to even understand the world we're living in right now.
No,
Because
I,
1984 was a book. It's not an instruction manual, but you would think it was.
yeah.
I have not read the book. I've heard lots of conversation about the book. I would
Well,
like to
If
read
you read the
it.
book,
I know-
if you read the book, it is frightening.
Well,
I
know,
understand
I know
that.
that's where Orwell's from, and I know that's where you're
Yes,
coming
Yeah.
from.
I know
so
that too, and that's on my list of things to get to. one
Makes sense
day.
because he's in 1984.
I have the book that I made both my sons read. As a matter of fact, it's on the top of the pile. next
Yeah,
to the top.
Gamble was out here diagnosing.
I actually started rereading it when we went to see Sean in
Is that-
Hawaii.
is that
I reread it on
Steven-
Steven was out here. Gamble was out here diagnosing Detroit diesel problems the other day.
I wanted to give a shout out to Lunchbox. That's Steven's friend. I don't know if that's the same person that's asking, but I
No.
forgot what his real name is. So
It's Pennington Robert.
yeah, no, that is.
Is
He
it?
said I think he said Lunchbox.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool name.
Lunchbox.
Lunchbox. I like it. But yeah, no, I want to read that book because I find that stuff
Can
fascinating.
you read it to me?
No.
I don't like it. I hate reading.
The book was actually written in 41,
Yeah.
1941.
Watch out. Don't touch stuff.
Yeah, 1984 was written in 1941.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he pretty much got everything right.
Yeah, he did.
Funny how that works.
Yeah,
It's like he has
weird.
some insight to the future.
Well, no, he actually knew history. You just have to know history from that perspective and looking forward into the future, try to figure out like what would the tech be. Like, well, I'll give you an example. One of the terms that was used is when you memory hold something. What you're doing is you're changing, and that's what scares me with the internet. Let me show you.
Not trying to get all weird on you guys, but this stuff's fascinating.
Fancy. Yes, Robert
So here-
Schwarzbach.
This is what scares me about everything being on the internet today. Ready?
What we got here? Service manuals.
Look,
Yep.
turn to page whatever. Okay? When you memory hold something, your job was to take the archives, cut the thing out, and put what you wanted in there. And you took that piece you cut out, the wording, the verbiage, and you threw it down the memory hole, disappeared. Problem is you have to do that to each and every single book. So if something was released, sent out all over the place, how do you delete it? How do you change it? How do you alter it? You can't. But if your encyclopedia is on the internet, you can alter it,
that a B model? Service manual?
Yeah.
See, the
But
B
the
model, the E model.
Yeah, but the point is, you can, if all your knowledge is on the internet, you could rewrite history,
Well, it's
literally,
like-
and you would never know it was rewritten.
It's
See,
like
that's
if
why
they-
Cummins is evil and good at the same time, because they have the internet quick serve. You just put in your service, your serial number, and you have everything there on the internet.
It's like AI though. It's hard to tell what's real these days and what is not.
I can kind of tell it apart.
I try to explain to our kids about why they need to learn history, and they don't get it.
I call AI the Google machine terminators.
I've played with AI. I've tried to make some pictures just because I wanted to like kind of see like what it was about, and it's pretty trippy what it can do.
Brian says
And
that
I can see where a lot of people like take that as things that are really happening, but maybe
Oz,
they're not.
Oz says that somebody's on your channel talking shit.
Oh, someone's
Maybe it's
being-
a moderator
I
blocked.
mean, huh?
They blocked the moderator.
Moderator's blocked.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I
Guys, you don't gotta be like that.
Come on, Steve. Why are you?
I was looking on Jen's thing. They were seeing. I couldn't see what they were talking
They
about.
got you blocked too.
They blocked Steve and the moderator. That's terrible. Yeah, don't be
Mark's
a
boys at
terrible
Peterbilt
person.
wouldn't even know what a rivet is nowadays. 100%.
That's true.
That is true.
It's all bonded. I think Big Rig Spot's on it.
I still use rivets on the sleepers on the new like 579 cab. Her sleepers got rivets in it. Actually, Tony's got some rivets across the top. But no, he means that they wouldn't know what the hell it is because these poor guys are.
I think Big Rig Spot found the problem and got rid of it.
Hey, it's like I need
I
to set
couldn't
up.
see it on there too.
It's like going to O'Reilly's or AutoZone nowadays. It's like I need a set of wipers for my truck. Oh, okay. Is it 4-wheel drive? What's it matter? That's kind of like what the dealerships are. Hey, I need wipers for a 579. They're the same 21 inch, 22 inch length. What's your VIN number?
Yeah, they won't even talk to you unless you give them your VIN number.
Give me your VIN number.
All this.
They make so many different wipers that it's insane.
One of my first jobs, I worked at Shucks, which is now
Shucks.
So I found out what the problem is real quick. Jen was set to top messages, not all messages.
Oh, are we on that too?
That I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't
that's-
change
Maybe we
it.
are. Maybe we're missing some
Yeah,
messages.
yeah.
How do you
So
change it?
you're right there.
Yeah,
filter.
we're on top
Yeah.
too. We've been missing messages, guys.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
found it out
gosh.
too. So
I didn't
because
know.
I'm looking, I was seeing it like
Because
who's
I
this
see
Connor
lots of
talking about?
comments coming through, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing them here. So I'm like, well, we must
So
have some
ours,
delay.
ours didn't really change.
Okay.
I think Big Rig Spot found them. So if you
My-
found them,
my audience is quiet.
Yeah.
Back to my story. I used to work at Shucks in Washington, and back in the day, all we could do to look up parts was in freaking books. Books.
I'll tell you what. Way back in my day, Pep Boys.
I worked at Pet Boys too.
Ford U joints. Don't even waste your time with the computer. Go to the book. It's 10 times easier looking up Ford U joints because you know they have all these different. They literally made 2 U joints, but 18 different configurations of where they put them.
I worked at Pet Boys
That's a Ford thing
in
to do.
Arizona.
Yes.
Very Ford thing to do.
And
They're literally 2 U joints.
they introduced me to the 410s. It's like they're getting you ready for trucking, man.
Yeah.
I loved it.
There you go.
It worked out great. I had 3 days off. I was like, heck yeah, life is good.
Yeah, that was a part-time job. Then I got fired for one graduation.
Oh man.
I was a kid.
I just one day woke up and I was like, I don't want to go to work no more.
That's how she does.
That's how I roll.
I'm like that every morning. I wake up. I don't want to go to work no more.
But you were responsible.
I'm gonna be like that tomorrow, but we're gonna
So-
go on a road trip
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we're going on a road trip tomorrow. We're going to go to Minnesota, eh?
Minnesota.
Eh? Is that, they say eh there, right?
That's in Canada.
No, Minnesota people say it too.
Depends how far north you go.
Yeah, I guess. We're not going that far north.
We're going to the Twin Cities, right?
Yes,
Kind
north.
of.
North of Twin Cities.
So we're not going that far north, but we're going north.
Yes.
North from here. It's north from here.
Yeah.
Straight. Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go meet a viewer.
A little bit. It arches up.
Yes, we're going to go meet a viewer. He's mentally. No, I'm kidding. He's a special guy. We're gonna go meet him.
Yeah. So every once in a while, viewers, they work
He's
their
got
way
a-
into
he-
becoming friends.
He's got a deal for us that we can't pass up.
And
And no, it's not trucking. No, it's not trailers. No, none of that. We're gonna go buy a trucking type part
We'll show it on the channel eventually.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Trucking type part. Yeah, I'll get the.
It keeps
Yeah,
you
And
comfortable.
Curiosity.
y'all give us crap about it
Oh,
because you
right.
always do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what it is, you?
I know what it
Yeah,
is. Yep.
You were giving me crap about it.
I wasn't giving you crap about it. I just said you should get one.
So,
Of course, I told you which one you should get.
yeah, so do our viewers. They tell us all the time.
I say it all the time.
Hey, mine ain't broke yet.
That YouTube marketing must be working, man.
Yeah, see? We're getting better with the comments here because I feel bad. We missed so many people.
I know.
I think Jen is ready to comment. Actually, we're all getting
I
hungry.
didn't know that was a
and
thing. I
thirsty.
wonder how many we lost on our
Yeah.
last one.
Steve wants to do that fish fry.
No, he does not.
I'm thinking scotch and a course.
Oh, man. I'd eat like some prime rib. It's probably too late for prime rib, though.
It's 9:30.
Yeah.
I think we're
Gonna have
screwed
the
here.
minute set to go.
We might be. I don't know. Do you guys know any places that are open late night?
This is
been a long time.
2:30.
Yeah, but they got food in there till 2:30?
I don't know.
It might be a bar food kind of night,
It's gotta be a frozen pizza brand, right?
which is perfect.
See, I was thinking about that place down, but they're closed at night.
Oh, there it is. Hi, Steve and Jen, Sherry from Ohio. Can't wait. That's not Chris's. That mechanic Chris.
Okay.
Can't wait to get up there. We're only 1 month away. We've been watching trucking together for a while. Yeah, I didn't know that either. So there you go. Sherry, are you coming to Max too? I know I talked Chris into it. I'm hoping you're coming too. So yeah, Chris is our new mechanic that's coming in to work here. That way I don't have to do everything. And believe me, I cannot wait because I like to get stuff done around here. This is getting done. I'm just
Is he going to
overworked.
be on YouTube then too?
Yeah, he'll be part of the channel.
That's awesome.
I literally made the joke that if you follow Tim's channel, I literally need a Bryce. So Bryce is much younger than Chris, but Chris knows his crap. Like he's well versed in like all the old stuff we got here. And to be honest, the guy basically told me, he said, "Listen, I'm tired of doing what I do, and I'm good at what I do, but I would like to do something that like is more fulfilling in the job itself. So everything I'm trying to do and put together and build, that's exactly what he's wanting to do." And I think that's awesome. I cannot wait.
I hope it works out for both of you guys. That'd be awesome.
Oh, big time. Because that's the big thing is just getting more stuff done around here.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. So his wife came up here too. Let me tell you the other thing about Sherry I love about her, that they got they got the F-350, the toy hauler, the Razor. They just got the Razor actually. And so they do that kind of stuff. But also they're into cars. And she got her cars are badass.
What you got?
She got it's basically Scat Pack Durango.
Okay.
They rode up here with that. So she was showing out with that. I let her drive the Razor around. She was putting around that because it wasn't hers and she felt bad. So I let her drive the Razor. She got it. And I forget what they call it, but remember that pickup truck that's basically a Corvette with the pickup truck body on it?
Yeah.
She got one of them too. So that's her daily is the Scat Pack Durango. So I'm like, that's pretty badass. So these are people like,
There are kind of people.
that's exactly it. So they're coming up here too.
I knew we'd like you because like you are into the off-road stuff and you're into the cars and you're into the trucking.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I really want to start.
How's
And
that?
I'm so jealous. I'm watching Gentry down there racing the Fox body, and now I got these ideas of things I want to finish. I started like literally before I had children.
Yeah.
I still have a Ford pickup truck dead side, and there's an engine block for it in the storeroom.
It's probably out
And I've
there
never
now.
put the two together, and I'm like, oh, I'm dying. I so need to get back into that stuff. But yeah.
Frozen pizza. I mean, Wisconsin is the frozen pizza capital. Look it up. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, we went to the store called it's Woodman's, right?
Yes.
So they
There's
have like six aisles of frozen pizza. It's
And they're all
insanity.
good.
I am
There's
such
so
a
many
boss
choices.
player.
So many choices.
Lunchbox, I'm gonna teach Gamble how to do it, and I'll send him down your way over there. He can do it. I'm beat.
What is it?
Rebuild the ISX.
We already did that. He needs one rebuilt?
We did that.
Oh, not ISX.
I mean, same thing.
I mean, similar.
I
mean, you never know.
Trying to figure out how that happened. You know what, too? That was a weird thing, too. I was talking about how we got messed up with that. When I started my live, everything was a little different this time, too.
A little different.
Yeah, it was a little different on the phone when I started this time.
Where it's going back.
So, like, I don't know why it was like all of a sudden you're always seeing top chat. So I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I bet that was happening too, like when we did our live the other day, because it's like Facebook where it's got to mess with your feed, and it's only like when you click on like a topic where people are talking, it's like only like the, what do they call it, top comments or
Yes.
most relevant.
PJ Henson wrote up here, he goes, Steve is such a boss player. I don't know why he's saying that. Then he goes, I love Steve, love for Tim Gentry. I'm like, well, a lot of people talk crap about Tim, and sometimes Tim gets in a crap that maybe like just pisses off people, and sometimes I think he does it on purpose too, but I don't know. But that's the thing with Tim, like he's as real as it gets. And I don't care what anybody says, he's a legit good friend of mine. And he has done a lot for me personally. He's helped my channel a lot. It was just with just the collabs we've done. And again, I know the man personally, like literally I've stayed at his place. I mean, he's been nothing but a friend to me since the very beginning where he and I even started talking. Matter of fact, first time he and I started talking, I put that on the one video when the shop burnt down. Was the very first time we ever started talking was when Orwell puked the transmission. I had done a live about it, we were talking about it, and I already solved like the problem, what we were gonna do with it, how I was gonna solve the problem. And he sent me on a live, he's like, dude, I got a tranny here for you, come down and get it. And then afterwards he called me up, he says, hey, he was literally planning on coming to Ohio to help me with my transmission.
That's awesome.
Thinking we're like, well, just change it right there where he's at. I'm like, dude, I already got to figure out how I'm gonna get truck home. And that's how the whole thing with me and Tim started. Was like he literally reached out to help me out with the transmission.
I remember he's like, "Come get a transmission, brother."
You saw that live?
I saw that. He commented that.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. I'm like, wow, that was something. That was badass. So he was literally willing to try to help me from the word go, and he didn't even know me, met me, ever talked to me. And I thought that was something big. Now, he's got a big heart, and it's hurt him. I've seen him where he's helped out a lot of people, and not everybody helps him back. That's the thing. So, I mean, people talk crap about him. Listen, he's a friend of mine. That's that. I don't care how he is with other people.
It's easy to talk about
great with
people
me.
you've never met.
Well, that's the thing, Tim. And
I think Tim. So I think what people don't. Well, I don't know. I mean, people want everything. With YouTube, people want everything now.
Oh, that's it too.
And what they probably are talking about with Tim is he has a lot of projects, which eventually come around, but that's what they're talking about, that he never finishes anything or he jumps around so much. But he's got so much going on.
It's hard not to.
That eventually
look around.
he gets to it. I mean, he's working on a Weston's truck now, so.
You know, so people get pissy with him about Weston's truck. If Weston isn't mad about Weston's truck, why should you be pissy about Weston's
That's
truck?
kind of how I see it. And it's like I'll read a lot of these comments on there because I'll sometimes go in there and see how much hate he is getting because it's literally just, it's pretty bad at times. And it's like, if Weston's not in here talking about it, Weston's probably got the man's number. If he was worried about it, he'd be probably over there getting.
There was also this other little thing called the shop fire.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how much crap got lost in that fire. Like, I literally was in the building after it burned, okay? It was
I saw you went down
weird when you're standing in there, when you're looking at these things. And
We've had a house fire. I know what it's like.
So you know,
crazy.
It's like,
it's so different. It's like, what the hell?
But the videos will never, the thing that hits you the most, I'll let you tell. You can't put it on video because it's impossible.
No, you can't. It doesn't show the same.
The smell.
Never will.
Oh,
I
still know that smell.
Terrible.
The smell is
It
absolutely.
When
doesn't
you're walking
go
around,
right either.
when you're just standing around, now the shop, the roof was gone.
Yeah.
You just stand still, the smell starts to go away in a little bit. So as you start moving, it smashes you right in the face again.
It's not like a campfire type smell.
No.
Not at
It
all.
is not.
It smells like just burnt everything.
It's
Insulation, metal, plastic, it's just a really weird, nasty
And
smell.
so many parts that came off Weston's truck burnt up.
Yeah.
So many new parts burnt up in the fire. I remember literally looking at the stacks that they bought brand new for that thing, and all they were doing was like rusty pipes
Yeah.
because they got so hot.
It got so hot. People don't understand how hot actual shop or house fires get. It's insane.
And that's this whole
it's an
business
inferno.
burnt down.
I had awards that my show cars won that were like, one of them was like a clock that was hanging on the wall, and the fire in the garage was so hot, even though it didn't actually get to it,
Yeah.
it melted that sucker.
It gets
Couldn't believe
stupid
it.
hot in there.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy hot. It just melts stuff.
So yeah, I let people talk crap about him, and I'm like, look at the stuff he's overcome. And that's the thing with you guys too, thinking about it, where what helped the channel, it did help the channel, but also lit a fire under their ass to try to work harder because they had to survive this.
Yep.
Where they were kind of getting, I felt a little complacent, like they were happy with where they were, but then that fire, it is a joke and on purpose, lit a fire under their ass to really remotivate them to get where they are now.
I mean,
and
he was
they're growing
already
and rapid.
he was already pretty well motivated before the fire. I mean, I watch his videos, and just from watching his, if I watch one of his videos, if he's doing everything all at once,
Yeah.
I'm tired just from watching it.
But you guys are in a similar situation where it's like you come out here based on a job that no longer is there. You got 3 trucks, none of them running. You got to survive.
No,
so
they're
that's
running.
kinda-
No, they're running. They're just not.
No, I mean you're not working right now. That's what I meant. But you know what I'm saying. But you're trying to get through all of this, figuring out you got to make the right choice because any owner operator knows every trucking company goes, work for us, we're the best.
And
It's hard
just-
now though, Steve, because I mean, you're happy with your carrier, you're not shopping around.
And that's the other
It's hard. There's a lot of people that aren't even taking trucks right now.
That's the other thing I love about where I'm at with Widmeyer's.
Yeah.
I've never, ever, ever had to chase my money.
Yeah.
If they owe me money, pay instantly. It was never a question
That's
if
the
you're
thing.
on your money.
And it's not even the payment, but here's the thing where it goes with trucking. You're kind of taking a gamble unless you're taking someone's word for it. Like Steve with this company. It's a good place to work at. But if we don't know our company and we're going
Small
in there
place, though.
blindfolded, yeah, you got to give it probably 3 weeks of hard running before you figure out if it's worth it or if it's not worth it. And that 3 weeks, if it's not worth it, it just went to waste. So picking a carrier that's going to actually work for you, it's hard because there's so many fly-by-night companies out there. I mean, I personally, like myself, I don't want to go haul spot market freight. That's stupid. And no offense to anybody that's doing it, but for me right now, that'd be stupid.
Man, it's
I
a lot
wouldn't
of
do
work too. Because
It's
like
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
work.
carriers then say,
People
well,
don't
if you want to do
understand.
the
Well,
spot
hang on a
market,
second. People don't understand what it takes. Sitting in front of that computer for 3 to 4 hours, sometimes a day, if you're doing it daily, to try to find yourself a load is a job in itself.
It
So
is.
it's like you need a person to do it for you, and then you need the other person to drive the truck.
But-
So even if, let's say, she's home and I'm on the road, she's literally working her ass off just to try to find a decent load to put in that trailer.
a lot of carriers, even if you lease onto them, they do not want to do that for you. So you are the one who is finding your loads.
If you're running their
A
board
lot of
stuff,
these, a lot of these
yes.
spot market loads with a
So-
lot of carriers, they want you to do that work. And I mean, that's
And there's so much scamming going around right
so
now.
much scamming. It's
With
terrifying.
double, triple brokering, that if you have your own, if you're going to get paid, or let's say you factor, let's say you sell your bill of lading to a factoring company for 3%, and it's recourse because they're all recourse. If they don't get paid, they get scammed, which happens because they'll credit check them, they'll pass them, they won't get paid, and in 3 months, if they don't get paid or whatever,
It's going to charge back.
they're
on
going
you.
to come back and they're going to take their money out of your bank account.
Yep. So it's scary out
That's
there.
the other
It's
thing too.
tough.
It's some of these rates that some of these people
That's
are
terrible.
paying. And then it's already in the basement. Then you got to pay a factoring company another
And here's the
bunch of
thing,
percent
most
just to
people,
forward it to you.
so
Well,
let's.
they do the billing and things like that. So to me, it's kind of like having an employee.
And here's the thing, but even if you're doing that, most carriers want to take 20%, and that's on the higher end. Some will take 15%, but that's roughly about what they're taking.
I've
So if
seen
you
some
own
that are
your-
taking
no, hang on a second.
27.
But that's with your trailer, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if you have your own trailer, it's 80 or 85%. And if you're on spot market freight, 80% of crap is even more crap.
It's even crappier. Come on, I'm funny.
See, that's why again, that's one of the things I like doing what I do because I don't
Exactly. And
I
that's-
don't have to deal with that nonsense.
And that's why we're trying to find a place we can call home again where we don't have to move around. And I kind of found that, but we want to talk to him in person and see if she wants to do it because I think it might be a
And then-
good fit because I don't want to go out there and haul spot market freight. And I also, I don't like change. So I don't want to go out and put in a month or two and then try to find something else to do. I don't want to jump around.
And then the YouTube also, it can make waves with a lot of these carriers, so we have to kind of tread lightly on that and have that
Exactly.
conversation, which is it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with a carrier you're wanting to work with that you don't have a relationship with. Like, hey, can I film this And some of them are into it, some of them are like, hey, get out of here.
Oh, I had that. See, for me, it was, I kind of used, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did, but I didn't think it was going to turn into this. Um, my son, my older son, used to always tell me this story. It's better to ask for forgiveness
Right.
than permission.
That was my
So I'm like, well,
motto
it's stuff
before.
that's publicly out on the road, so what can you actually, like,
Yeah.
you can't tell me no. I mean, I guess you could always fire me for whatever reason, but it was kind of funny when we had that conversation. I was like, oh, you got a YouTube channel? I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way. But it was like one of those things. I'm like, okay, so then there were a couple of videos or places I filmed where after the fact, Whitmire got a phone call. Example one was Keen, back when Keen still owned Keen. The owner of Keen literally called Whitmire and says, yeah, we can't be filming on our yard because I didn't realize that it's a foreign trade zone, that particular spot. I'm like, all right, whatever, I yanked it. So if there was ever an issue with a video, I yank it. It's not a problem.
We've had to do that too, or I've had to go in and YouTube now is made where you can edit out.
Yeah, you
things,
can edit
which
it.
is-
You can
which is
trim it.
Awesome.
Or
Yeah.
fog it out.
Yep.
But yeah, so I've had that issue a couple times, but it's a rare thing. But nowadays everybody's happy with it. No one, I've learned a couple little tricks to the trade that I'll tell you that I'm not going to release out to the world.
Sorry, guys.
But I know a couple tricks to the trade that you can avoid problems by just how you do things. It's really simple.
Yeah.
It's a really simple thing. But and that's that. But there were a couple uncomfortable moments. But that's the thing too. When you're walking into someplace new.
Yeah.
I've never had to go to a company where it's like, oh, by the way, I'm also a YouTuber and I'm going to film as much as I can.
Plus, I have it even weirder because I go into these places to talk to them. Like, so here's the deal: my husband and I both want to work for you or with you, and we each have our own truck, but we don't want to run the same time. We want to alternate every week to 2 weeks.
Why is that weird?
Well,
No,
because
I think it's
It
so
is-
weird in her head.
no, it is weird because the carrier,
They-
depending on how they're set up, they're a smaller company, they pay insurance on trucks. And so essentially then they have 2 part-time trucks and maybe they're not that. So, or maybe it's a pain in the butt for them to switch around constantly on the dispatch side of it and stuff. So it just feels weird to me to go in there with like, I'm so needy.
See, I pay mine, so it's through them, but I pay
Yeah.
it. So, but
Well, I'm talking about like
if
the
I'm
cargo,
down
the
for a
cargo
little-
liability.
yeah, but no, that's not the issue.
Yeah.
It just, for me, it's just a matter if I don't run for a while, I usually get a phone call. I'm like, hey, you've been gone for a little while.
Well, yeah, we had that
Trucks
too.
get expensive to
'Cause
sit there.
We pay our physical damage, bond
Yeah.
bail, and the whatever, the non.
But it's all part of it. So that's the other thing too. The company we're with, they don't balk at old trucks.
Yeah.
It's not a problem as long as it's safe to operate. They don't care.
A lot of places here don't. But I noticed that a lot of places now do want to run ELD because they want to track your IFTA miles through it. So that's the problem.
Well, see that
I mean, problem. It'd
I'll
be a
talk
problem
about
for
it on
somebody.
mine. See, I'll talk about it on mine because I haven't really brought it up yet because my videos haven't caught up to it. So on mine, we actually have, the Gentry got the same thing, but different company now.
Mhm.
There's an extra camera on the windshield
motive?
now. Huh?
The motive?
It's not hooked into any see, ELD has to hook into the truck's engine because it wants to monitor,
RBD too, yes.
which it can't. So this thing literally has a positive and a negative, hooks to the battery directly, which for me it's the
Yeah.
ignition.
So it's like GPS based.
That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. But it has nothing to do with ELD, nothing, and it sends it cellularly. Any dash cam incident, and that's through the insurance company. So I had a big conversation with Whitmire about it, and I'm like, I don't like that idea. Listen, I don't have a problem with how I drive the semi truck. Back to the personal vehicle versus semi truck thing, like we talked earlier. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that, okay? But if it starts becoming an issue where I have to sit in the office after I've been driving with you for almost 20 friggin' years, and I start getting called in the office because I did this and I did that, I said, I'm gonna take that camera, I'm gonna send it to you in pieces, and we're done with it, okay? It's not gonna happen.
So
But
that's
we've
what,
had it.
so that's what they did to keep track of miles.
Right, either for mileage and also for the insurance company, because the insurance company wants a reliable dash cam that's theirs, that they know works. Should there be an incident, get them out of a jam. We've had it where they've had to use it as training for company drivers that, hey, you need to do this better. And we've had it where it's already saved them for accidents where someone cuts you off, stab the brake, you hit them. It's like, well, the insurance company now has the video of you driving like an ass in front of our truck, saves you. That's why, that's, like you carry, your dash cam in your truck. Okay, now the insurance company's caught on, no, we want a dash cam to use it to train drivers and to save our ass in an accident should there be. However, if your driver did act like an ass in a wreck, well, guess what? You got problems because you just ratted on yourself.
Martin going to air right front. Maybe. Depends, I don't know which truck it is.
Yeah, you gotta choose a truck there, buddy.
I do have a bag kit, but I don't know.
We bought one off of Manel. That's how we met our buddy Manel. We bought an airbag kit.
Is the green Pete running? Yes, but it's not drivable because of a 50-cent part that failed on a transmission. It's got a major air leak.
The for our viewers, the Detroit powered Peterbilt will be the next episode. That's coming out. That'll be on Monday for us, and then we'll go back to another episode of Martin finishing up on my truck high maintenance, and then we're gonna go back to videos.
I find that funny.
it's
Maybe it's
perfect
not
for
high
that truck.
maintenance.
It's perfect for that truck. And then we're gonna go back to videos on that green Pete with the whole engine.
Cold Model does taste
Sorry.
good.
Is that beer?
Yes, Mexican beer.
Any beer that's cold is good.
Yes.
It's gotta be cold. If it's warm beer, it's not the same.
That's probably about caught up on
Are
coffee.
we at the end of the comments? All
Yeah.
right. Should we tell people if they have any burning questions, they need to ask it now? Otherwise,
I'd
we're
say
gonna
so because it's almost 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
Gonna go
It's
sign
getting-
off here because it is. Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. here, guys. So if you got anything that is weighing heavy on your heart, let us know. We'll give you a couple minutes.
Boomhauer says, I can't stand those damn cameras. They call and harass you over stupid crap. Yeah, again, that's why I had the conversation with the big brass at Woodmeyer Express, and I said, yeah, we're not having that. And he's like, basically, no, we're not having that either.
So we have cameras in our trucks, but nobody calls
We
us
have-
because they're
Yeah.
There are
our
cameras,
So
so
we
we have a-
signed up.
No,
for
the
it.
big brass also knows I will literally take that camera in pieces and hand it to him and say, okay, what are you going to do?
But
That's, again, small outfit. We've known each other for so long. There is a point, and we had that conversation too, where if insurance companies start demanding certain other things, such as driver-facing cameras, they're like, are you trying to close us?
I
We're
have
not-
some
We
totally.
will literally close the doors. We're done. You'll never have a driver drive for us if that's the case.
I have some
And I won't
totally
do it. I won't do it. I'll
inappropriate
tell you.
driver-facing cam stories from friends at FedEx. Then also I did safety, so I actually was on the backside of these cameras, and a lot of drivers. I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to tell the stories because they're kind of inappropriate, but they're hilarious. So I might tell you later. But a lot of people think because of these driver-facing cameras that like me being in the office, I can just spy on you anytime I want, and that's
Right.
not the case. You cannot. It's
But some of them are actually way oversensitive and they'll show more than they need to.
sometimes, yeah, they'll get set off and they'll show some things that maybe you're not expecting, but
We appreciate you, Travis.
yeah.
Oh, Levi asked, what's their channel? Yeah, I guess I haven't mentioned it yet. So they are trucking
No, not at
together.
all.
Not at all.
No, they are trucking together YouTube channel,
Yes.
and they.
Currently, we're just standing
PJ
here
Henson
together.
just answered
Yeah,
them
we're
too.
standing here together right now.
Somebody asked how long I was at Whitmire. Yeah, about 18 years now, actually. So like I said, close on 20. Started when we were 06. It's 24 now. So yeah, it's been a good ride with him. Like I said, like I said, when Fritz died, it was like
Yeah.
a friend of mine died. It wasn't just the boss died. So, and that's the family still runs it, and it's a great place to work. That's all I can say. They have.
And any burning
They
questions
have
on our end?
No.
Ah, come on, guys.
So the Pete's running. We got a couple things to finish up on it. An air fitting that cracked and ECM. We gotta change the ECM yet, but the ECM is on it. The truck runs. It just needs a different ECM because the ECM was dead. The engine wouldn't start. And now the transmission, the brand new transmission had a broken air fitting on the back for the regulator that's mounted to the actual to the high-low splitter.
Range selector.
Range selector, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, brand new transmission, brand new rebuilt, and that's what's keeping the truck from going down the road. It's got a massive air leak because obviously it's coming out of a 3/8 fitting or whatever the hell that size is, and yeah.
So I think we probably got 5 or 6 videos of that truck that are going to be.
The truck came together
Coming
rather
out.
quickly, and it was
Yeah.
fairly easy, and didn't
Yeah,
really
it was
find
about a
us.
week project.
It didn't fire us as much as we thought. I mean, you're gonna have that on those big jobs when shit just doesn't go right, like when the timing slipped on the X15 on our truck.
Yep.
So for him to swap an ECM and replace a air fitting on the back of a transmission is a lot easier than me tearing the radiator out and taking the whole front end of the engine apart and resetting.
Didn't he say
timing.
the actual tuner was going to come out from Michigan too?
So I'm gonna lend him my computer tomorrow and my inline 6 cable, and he's gonna hook up to it, and he's gonna come through my computer, and he's gonna tune it for him. And I, Greg, if you're watching, will take your hand into loading that herd bumper into my pickup truck tomorrow. I know we moved it to the back of the house today.
Oh, you haven't asked him yet?
No, I have not.
Oh,
But if
Greg?
you're still watching, I will greatly appreciate a hand to put that thing in the back of my pickup tomorrow morning.
Those herd bumpers are really heavy, guys. They're really
They
heavy.
don't look like.
No.
George Mitchell asked Steve, did Tim ever get that big boat delivered out west safely? Yeah, that was like back in January, actually, for me. So if you watched his channel, you'd have seen it. But yeah, actually, I'm planning on dropping the conclusion of that video. Trying to get that thing on the Indiana toll road was a nightmare because Indiana is ridiculous. And then delivering it, getting it through Chicago was absolutely no fun. And then delivering it was amazingly easy. Once we got it there, getting it there, that's the whole thing. That was part of the problem because it went to a little teeny weeny spot in Racine. So we went through downtown Racine
Greg,
with this gigantic ass boat.
Greg, I hear you.
But yeah, we got it done.
Is Greg going to help you?
I don't know. He says he forgot his lifting arms at the shop this afternoon.
Oh, man, come on, Greg.
Bobby Sprinkle says, FSC Trucking, good to see you with my friend trucking together. Or see you, my friend, with trucking
With
together.
trucking together.
There you are. Yep.
Martin,
How
where do
big
you ride
will the
ATVs at now? Nowhere. But hopefully we'll find some trails out here, and
He looked at him today to show our buddy Greg, because Greg,
Closest one to here
He's into that.
starts in Gillett.
we might
And
find
that's the
some.
Nicolay State Trail. You just head north. It's a railroad trail.
We
So
might
it's
find some.
fast as hell, but it's kind of boring. It's
We
just
might
fast.
find some off-road parks to ride at.
I
to
think
check
that we
out,
should
do
go to
some
Silver
trails.
Lake. You should take your razor.
Oh, hell yeah. I got paddles. I still have the paddles over
Yeah,
there.
we should go, because I want to go check
I'm gonna
out
buy a
Silver
side
Lake.
by side too.
They ain't hard to do.
I don't know what the best time of year is to go there. I don't want to
When
go to
they're
Lincoln
open?
though, but I want to like,
Why not?
because I don't like weekend crowds.
It's not that busy.
No.
You need a Mr. Bull Bar. You need a Mr. Bull Bar. They look and perform great. I would imagine that's from Australia.
I've never
Yes
heard
and
of
no. They perform great for hitting stuff, and you guys are probably a lot more, what's it called? Hitting stuff than we do over here. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I put that bull bar, as you guys would call it, no pun. Over here it's called a moose guard or deer guard or whatever. So ours is a full aero herd, which is probably one of the better brands for them. And I think I would have to hit shit on a weekly basis to pay for that thing because it cost me a mile per gallon of fuel mileage on that truck. So not only is it ugly as all, excuse my language, shit, but it also cost me fuel mileage. So that's why it's coming off. And I don't want another one because that's what insurance is for. If I hit something, I guess we'll get it fixed.
We did all right on Fancy hitting that deer or elk or whatever it
I'll
was.
go get what weekly.
We did very well on that.
Till the insurance companies drop me, like you're doing this on purpose.
We did good on that one. We made out all right. Nomadic Brits on here. Hey, Mark.
Travis, what month of 10-4? We just picked one up. He says it's his dad's truck in the magazine.
Well, which one's your dad's truck? Tell us, Travis.
Tell us
'cause
which truck it is.
We're not mind
Or what
readers.
month? Is
There's
it on the
lots of-
cover?
There's lots of trucks in there. Love 10-4 magazine.
Greg
on
says,
it.
let's
Have
go
you
to
seen
the
10-4?
pipeline and ride. We're gonna have to
Magazine?
check that out.
Not in a long time.
Oh, they're free at truck stops. They're awesome.
Yeah, I haven't really looked through.
So yeah, Greg, we just moved that for nothing. Got a little exercise in this morning.
It's good for you.
Good for you. Sorry, man, but if you could help out, I'd appreciate it.
I would too, because I don't.
If
want-
anything, I'll move the trucks and we'll just back the pickup right onto it.
Right, baby. Yes, hitting the roos. You don't want to hit a roo.
We don't want to hit a. We don't have roos here though.
Yeah, they don't
we have
have
we have deer. That's the problem here is deer.
Have too damn many. No
Downtime without the hurt bumper. Well, I have 2 other trucks, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
it'll
I'll
bother us.
I'll
enough.
take my chances, and I'll try to swerve and avoid them. I've actually driven 22 years and I've hit 1, so I'll take my chances on it. Yes, they're nice and it's peace of mind, but I'm gonna also tell you one thing: they're not as strong as you think. Because I had a certain special driver that drove that truck. I forgot what gear he was in, and instead of going reverse, he went forward, and he touched the brick building, and he pretty much crunched that thing
So
fairly easily, and I had to pull it out with
he
the
did
chair.
not touch it because they told me inside the brick building I heard this big old loud bang. So I think he straight up smacked that building. with
He
the
says
truck.
he says he
He's
touched
telling
it.
you he touched it,
The other thing,
but I think he
the other thing with them things
rammed it.
is that the old saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Exactly.
What's it bolted to? A big piece of cast aluminum.
Well, yeah.
You really want to transfer, that's the other thing too. You really want to take the impact transfer and transfer it into the frame horn.
No.
You don't want to talk about it though, because then the person skinning it
Well,
isn't going to want it.
First of all, I don't want to. But they do serve a purpose. They do work. They work great. But for me, they're not going to, because I rather take the fuel mileage over the
Well,
other.
and we have multiple trucks, so if a truck
And
goes
like
down,
I said,
it doesn't
downtime, I don't
kill
care.
us.
I have 2 other trucks I can drive, or Steve will let me borrow.
Actually, I
one.
think even if we did it, even if we did it,
I got
think
3
it'd be
trucks,
like,
1 run.
well,
I'll take
take the
I
time
will
off.
take that yellow 352 and I'll Fred
We'll
Flintstone
go to
it.
the
I love it.
dunes. If we only had one truck, we'd just go.
Right now it's a chariot.
I'll fart in the airline and press.
It's a wheelbarrow right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's getting late for you. You're
It's
saying
getting
nonsense.
Nonsense. Well, it doesn't. The engine's out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So he cracked that building. That building had damage in it.
So he hit it.
He did
So
not-
he hit it pretty hard.
He
and
hit
he
it pretty
slightly
hard.
damaged to her, which I was able to fix. But still, if you hit a 2,000-pound moose with it up in Montana or North Dakota or something like that, it's probably gonna destroy it. Anyway.
Employees are fun.
Employees are awesome.
Yeah.
I also appreciate the 5 pounds of glue you guys put on my dashboard to put a foam mount on it too, by the way. So there.
Yeah.
You ruined my dash panel. I have to go buy a new one. Maybe Dave has one.
Maybe.
We'll have to ask. That
Yeah.
kind of annoys me.
I'd
greatly.
really like the cabinets because I have.
That annoys me greatly.
You know the Peterbilts, and they have the stupid vinyl that covers your cabinets. I hate that, and my truck has that, and it's just so cheap. I hate that. I want like
You would
something
think- you would
I
think
want
over
something
the
I can
years-
slam.
You would think Peterbilt over the years, being the premier truck, would ever build a sleeper that was worth something.
You should go with mine. The 80 inch
Kenworth-
Ultra Loft, man. It is nice.
Kenworth has always had the best truck sleepers. I'm sorry.
Yes and no.
Peterbilt,
Well, I agree to disagree
Like,
on
at
one
least-
point. Hang on a second. Now, it depends what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing like your sleeper to a K100, yeah, they were a little bit different. You had some standing room, but you got the bigger bed. Now, you take a 72 inch, or actually, let's take a 60 inch Aerodyne Kenworth, and you take a 63 inch Peterbilt sleeper. If you go in one and the other, you go from the Kenworth to the Pete. You feel like you're in heaven because the Pete's got that much more room in it.
no,
The
but I mean, it's
layout
like-
sucks.
no, but I mean like the Peterbilt, like you go to the 379, unless now like you look at like Gentry's got the bed and breakfast one where it's
Yeah,
like a
that's
full down thing.
different.
But the standard, 63 inch stand up, it's just these. Ever hear of a cabinet door?
But the 72 inch was no different, or the 60 inch. They
Yeah.
didn't really have that much.
But they
storage
weren't,
in
like
there
I'm saying, unless they were like the one
Yeah.
sought after sleeper. They never made a sleeper
But I'm
that
gonna
was
tell you,
like
like-
cabinets or
but-
like
but-
nice stuff.
But the cabinets in a Kenworth are kind of pointless too, the way they're designed. So the studio's got those long coat closets behind there. They're not really all that big, and then the pull-out ones with the actual the closet themselves. There's really not that much storage in it.
Right.
All I know is that when you have the fabric on the snaps for your cabinets, when you hit certain bumps or go around certain corners, all your crap flies out
Yep.
through the bottom. Like I've actually legitly had my Keurig fit out through the bottom and end up in my sleeper. And it's like, okay. I hate those things. They're terrible. It's
No,
like
the
you're
snaps-
buying these
the
trucks for
snaps
how
suck.
much money and they can't even put a freaking cabinet door on? Come on.
They're not. I honestly think that the one day, I don't think it ever happened though. One day a truck designer is going to actually sit down with an actual truck driver. It's like I use it's some dumb example, right?
But
Cup holders
here's
always
the thing. They'll redesign
They're
the interior.
terrible.
They'll
Why even put them there?
They'll redesign the interior to make it nice, but the truck itself will absolutely suck so much ass. It's not going to be worth
Right.
the time.
Like I remember, like even Orwell has a cup holder.
Oh, and
You're never putting a
No,
cup in
you're
it.
not
It's
using
gonna
it.
bounce right out
I
of it.
had
I
the
use
same
it to hold my.
class.
It holds my dead GoPro batteries while I'm
You might as well,
charging
you might as well go to
That's how we were
O'Reilly's
with
and get to the
Fancy. I throw
aftermarket.
batteries
the
and stuff in
FLD
there.
classics, the
Yes.
cup holder
Pull
right
out.
there where your knee hits it. I'm like, or you
Well,
had the
yes.
one that swiveled
Well, you
underneath.
got your switches in
I'm like,
there, you
first of
can't
all,
put anything in
You
there.
just hit a little bitty bump, the can of soda's falling out.
Tom, thank you.
Thank you,
You
Tom.
always have to
Appreciate the
make
super
your own
chat.
cup holder somehow.
Now, see, Lunchbox, the studio sleeper is nice. It's got a lot of room in it, but that couch, man, they can keep it. That couch sucks.
Yeah, Schmidt.
I slept on that couch for like, what, 3-4 years, almost every weekend. It was terrible.
I didn't think it was that bad, but I also didn't
You
like
did.
run full time that truck. I just slept
That
in
was
there
terrible. That couch
from
was
time
terrible.
to time.
The room in the studios is nice. I do like the 74-inch modular studio a lot more for the looks part, but you got to take the big whole Peterbilt ring and put it under so you can actually slide your seat back because the Kenworths, the modular Kenworths are so cramped, you're like sitting over the wheel. So if you can big hole it and move the seat back, the 74-inch modular studio, they were nice, but those were freaking heavy. Like that modular studio, the W900s with the old modular before the Aero Cab, those
Yeah.
were heavy trucks.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to ask you. I just remembered. I don't remember who was asking it. Maybe it was Ron. He wants to know if you remember when Swift had white 379s.
See, I don't remember 379s.
I don't
remember
remember.
379s.
I remember set forward 377s. They had some of those.
Do you
But
remember
I don't remember a
379s?
I don't. I would tell you, Swift never had a 379. First of all, look at Swift. Why would they buy a 379?
Well,
It's
see,
like-
they used to have
Warner had
classics.
379.
Back in the
Well,
day,
they used
he
to
had
have-
a Warner one.
They used to have classics for a while
Yeah.
there, and they
They,
used to have
they tried. They tried out as
well,
a
lease purchase.
as a-
or whatever.
Incentive.
yeah, as an incentive for driver incentive to give you the large car.
But we're-
Swift never bought a
We're
379.
talking about mid 90s. Now I was young then. I remember going with my dad. I remember set forward 377s
I better check my
with
battery.
the single stack. Some of them had dual stacks. And yeah, but I don't
I'm checking my
remember
battery, guys.
a 379. So unless they had like some test somewhere in the middle of the country where we never traveled,
I don't get to know
Yeah,
my battery.
I never remember Swift with a 379.
I don't either. But hey, it's possible.
You can unplug my plug.
Can I
yours in.
unplug it? I don't even know what my battery life is, but it's been like 3 hours,
just
so I'm
pop
sure it
that
ain't
out.
good.
Plug yours in.
It's probably not
That's
happy.
not gonna work.
You
No,
gotta
that
plug
doesn't
it
work.
into the extension cord.
Yeah, what am I doing?
What a woman.
I know, I'm being a woman. I tried to plug it into the actual phone charger.
There you go.
Doesn't work that way.
Peterbilt went to Detroit.
Again, there's a
Whose is it?
reason.
Peterbilt went to Detroit.
Oh, your buddies,
Whose is it? I mean, it's not mine.
No, it's not ours.
friends of theirs.
Yeah,
Greg says clean their lens while you're there.
my lens.
I don't know. It looks good to me, Greg.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clean your screen.
Yeah, that's it, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, clean the screen. It's probably all that oil film. Actually, no, it's your cracked screen from earlier.
That's probably what it is.
Having to step down into a bunk on a KW sucks crap. That's
It
smart.
does.
Why? It's just a step.
No.
I like it. So the step down is nice because you get a little bit taller.
Yeah.
I like the step down in the Kenworths.
We used
That
to
was
run
always my
team
thing.
Oh,
and
I
our
could do a hunt for being
W900.
a
That
trooper
was.
hanging out.
I don't know how we.
Hang on a second.
we
You
didn't tell about
don't.
it.
You don't know Kenworth step downs till you have a Aerodyne, not an Aero Cab, but the older Aerodynes where it had the little hump over it. That was quite the step down.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have a different opinion of driving, maybe, that I'm like, I legitimately, even when I had the big classic XL and all the cabinets and crap, and I never filled them up. I still just lived
See-
out of my bag.
see-
And to this day, it's what I do. So I'm like, I get it when guys, trust me, when I spend the occasional weekend out on the road, I'm 2-3 days sitting in the truck, because I'm usually just editing or sleeping at that point, but I'll try to stay busy.
I carry a duffel bag with clothes, and that's what I bring in the truck. I'll bring food and put it in the fridge, but usually,
I-
like all my tools, everything that I need to have in the truck is already in.
But I legit don't get it. Why do drivers, and maybe I'm just being stubborn, but why do drivers, if you're driving, need this big colossal sleeper? You sleep in it where you're not standing
It's
up.
for the
You're
34
laying
hour
down.
resets.
when you're when you're trucking in Orwell and you gotta crawl over the doghouse and get to the bed, I'm gonna film a video getting out of my ultra loft, standing up next to the seat, going, "Oh, this was for you."
I do that next door. I do that next to the truck. I crawl out.
You gotta crawl out.
No, I get no. Seriously, what I
And what if it's
Oh,
like
no, I-
negative 20 outside?
no seriously,
Oh, that's perfect.
I get dressed laying down. Seriously, obviously,
Now you got to.
you have no choice. Get dressed laying down. I slide in the seat, throw my boots on. Then I get out of the truck. I tie my boots up. I put my feet on a trailer, tie my boots, and then I'll put yesterday's pants on the floor, stand next to the truck, start taking my crap out of my pockets, put them in the pants and put on, put my belt out of one pants, put them in the next pants. But I stood it standing next to the truck. So I do all this stretching and all that.
You're doing all this extra work for nothing. Just put yesterday's pants on.
Yeah.
Well, you get the idea though, but the point is, it's just, I get it if you want room to stand up or what have you, I get it. But some of these guys, it's like, guys, if you literally live in your truck, maybe you're doing a wrong job or something. Like, I get it, but like, wow.
Some guys like it.
Some guys
like it. I mean, you
I
like
think
to
you
drive.
got
It's
to.
like you like to do what you do, and you drive Orwell. Some guys just live on the road and they live for that. And so
that's if you legit live on the road.
I do.
I think some guys just
Hey.
want everything, but don't sit down and think, do I really actually use this?
Well, so for me, I have my truck, which is a W900 Kenworth,
Neighbors coming home.
Yeah, I hear someone.
here's
say
79.
and I got seats in it. There's this much room between the armrests when you go back, so you got to put one down and just get to the sleeper. Everything is so cramped in that 72-inch. So what I appreciate, it doesn't matter where I'm going or how long I'm in the truck. But
Yeah.
when I'm in, like even in her truck, there's so much more room in it because it's wider. I mean, you're like Orwell, it's wide, but you obviously can't stand up in it. But
Right.
and the other peak we have, the ultra loft sleeper, you're not as tired at the end of the day. You got all this room to move around it, and it's really nice. It's just, I don't know. Do you need it? Probably not. You can live without it, but it's that much nicer when you do have it.
Yeah, but the other thing too is I don't stay out long. Like I'm out and
Well, I
back.
don't really either.
Yeah.
If I do though,
But I know there are guys that'll roll out there, oh, you got a month. And I'm like, well, that ain't for me.
I got a friend that'll go out there
No.
for months on end, and then
he
he'll.
didn't want to go home, and he got bit in the ass with that one because he used to go out for 3-4 months, 6 months at a time, and then he had his wife, and they had a great relationship, and they liked that. They liked being apart, but then she died when he was gone, so
Ooh.
that was rough.
Well,
That's Detroit diesel.
Brian says you should drive without pants.
no, that's a cat.
No.
Open,
No, that's a cat. I can hear it.
Open the door. That's a red 379 with a cat.
Is it a
It
Mason?
sounds nice.
I don't know why. No, I don't know why.
No, I can hear the AC.
I don't know why, but that truck with the doors closed sounds like a Detroit.
It does.
I don't know why. It's
It's
always
the drone.
sounded,
It's the drone from the exhaust.
but it comes through the doors
What
different.
year is it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go look. I bet you it's an Acer. I can hear the intake valve actuators.
It must be cold. Nah, it's a little.
I don't
It's,
think it's an Acer.
I don't think it's cold, but I did put my coat on because I'm getting
I'm
ready
surprised.
to leave.
I'm surprised it got cold in here too. Well,
It's-
I was gonna say,
the temperature is
while you're
dropped.
out there, why don't you start your car? Because want to
The
start the car?
temperature's dropped, but it's not cold.
Yeah, no, I actually
Tom,
had Jen
thank
turn.
you for the super chat.
I had Jen turn the heat up earlier.
If it's not an Acer, it used to
Greg West says, Steve, the stand-ups are nice for storage. You need the storage for cooking utensils. Don't you cook in your truck?
No, I don't live in my
He
truck.
brings Quick Trip with him. Come on.
Exactly. No, I don't cook in my truck. Like, Jen cooks at home.
I don't cook in the truck either. I just reheat stuff.
No, there's a point. There's a point. Maybe it's just me. There's a point where I just refuse to like go that whole route. I refuse.
You
to.
embrace trucking a different way than other people do.
Yeah, like they used to. Get out of your truck. It's not.
There's-
If it's not your prison cell, you are allowed out every now and again.
Oh, they can actually hear the truck over the live stream.
Is it
Someone
an
someone
Acer?
says it
Is it
sounds
an
like
Acer?
an Acer.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
I can hear the intake valve actuators. If it's not an Acer, it used to be. Because the Acer's got that little click, 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 click to it.
No, that truck always, because I reckon, because again, just being here long enough, but I'm all like, who's up with a Detroit? That's standing here, it straight up sounds like a
The
60
drone
series.
through the straits and inside the building sounds like a Series 60.
Yep.
Or a Sirius 60.
Yeah.
It sounds like Greg's truck when we fired up and idled it up. Serious.
Serious?
Super serial.
Seriously?
PJ Henson, he asks, why does he rebuttal everything Steve say? Well, because not everybody has the same opinion as me. You're allowed to do that. You know that, right? You don't have to agree on
Do we
everything.
disagree with everything, really? I didn't think so.
What if it's a heavy rain? Do you still get out to dress? Much quicker.
Yeah.
Or wait for it to stop raining, one or the other. You make it happen, man. You just figure it out. Just
I'll
watch the
show
last
Steve the
footballing
pictures of
fiasco.
yours, Rod. But are you sure that was a Swift one? Maybe they had some running back and forth on I-10. Maybe you're right. We never were down there back in those days, so I don't know.
Maddie Bernhardt says hi. Hi.
Hi!
Alpha Romeo 15 should just watch the last boat hauling fiasco. Jesus, Steve, how many videos is there? One more. Come out Sunday. It's the final conclusion of all the nonsense of getting it there, because if you thought it was a crap show to this point, just wait. Indiana Toll Road makes it even more fun. The city of Racine is not built for trucks, let alone really big boats on back of truck. So it got interesting quick. And then the unload was literally pick it up, bye. Wow, that was fast. So non-eventful. But getting there was a whole thing.
It's like life, the journey. Or, you know, there's a quote that has involved life and the journey that makes it worth it. Right?
I guess.
There's some quote. Somebody out there knows the
It's
quote.
it's not the destination.
It's the journey. I think that's it, yes.
Yeah, but we're talking about motorcycle ride, not trucking.
I don't know.
Well, we were talking trucking, now you're talking motorcycle ride.
I'm talking we should go get some food.
They are.
And drinks.
Man, I don't know if I want to eat anything at 10 o'clock.
I know, it doesn't do anything for the waistline.
All right. Well, I'm good if you guys are.
Ready to call it?
Oh, with this, yeah.
We've been standing here for like over 3
Generator
hours, man.
Generator ran out and fired up the truck, or car. So I'm leaning on the truck and standing here.
Convoy to Gillette Truck Show with Trucking Together and FSC. Are you talking about Gillette, Wyoming?
No, Gillette up here.
Gillette. Oh,
That's
Gillette.
Roy Hubbard Memorial Truck Show.
I have that on my
Oh, we
calendar.
have
Yeah.
it. She should have told me.
Yeah, matter of fact, the sticker, I still got the thing on when I brought the Ford home, that was the next day. I still got the windshield plaque from on the
I
Ford.
saw that this morning. So I would
It was on the trailer when I brought it.
I would like to check out that show.
Let's go, Greg.
I
We're
wanna-
down.
I want to check out the one in. I'm terrible with names.
The guy that worked for me
The-
part-time, Dave, he's with the fire department up there. He helped set it up.
Is it Wapoon?
No, that's up here in
No,
Gillette.
I'm talking about another
She's
show.
talking about the whole pond.
It's the
Oh,
one
no.
for truckers in the truck stop.
That's the last one they're doing.
This is the last one, they're done.
Yeah, so I want to go to that one. I want to go to the one that Truckers In is going to do, and we want to go to the one in Michigan by the bridge. What's that one called? With the truck poles?
The Richard K. Memorial Truck Show?
Yeah,
Up in UP, they do the lights across the Mackinac.
yeah, Mackinac.
It's called the Richard K. Memorial Truck Show, but they had what's it called? I don't know the name for it. I forgot.
That one.
That one.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's in September.
we'd like to go to those 3 shows. I have them on the calendar.
That's pretty fun because they do a parade across the Mackinac Bridge with all the trucks and the lights up. So that'd be
That's
pretty
cool.
Yeah. Matt's maybe. We'll see.
Max.
We'll see.
That's just a trade show. I mean, it is the truck show, but from the trade show perspective, it's good to go. I wouldn't even think about putting something in the show.
No, we
It's
drive,
just,
we drive the
that's the
Mazda.
big boys.
We would
yeah.
drive our Mazda.
We're just going down there with the pickup truck, and if the plan holds, we'll be taking a big trailer down there because we're going to see my sons after.
You know, we should have just brought the steel reserves here and drink,
Yeah, we could've.
drink our steel reserves on the ride.
Do you know what steel reserves are?
That's a beer.
It's
No,
a beer.
it's
They
like
used
a-
to make 40 ounces, but they also make this fruity punch.
So they make like
shit,
a
right?
punch drink. And it's so crazy because at Quick Trip, I didn't realize how cheap they were. They're like $1.50 and they're 8% alcohol.
You realize I don't drink fruity beer,
They
right?
will fuck you up. So.
It's not beer though.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Travis. All right,
All right.
we're gonna
We're
go,
good.
guys. Thank
Yeah, we're
you
gonna call it.
so very
Greg, I'll
much
give
for
you-
joining
I'll
us.
shoot you a text here.
Subscribe to both channels, or at least check us out.
Yep.
Trucking Together, FSC Trucking,
Yep.
and on both channels. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight on your Friday night. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
And Steve, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no
You
trouble.
guys feel welcome. And
Well, why not?
it's awesome. Life is good in Wisconsin, guys.
There you go.
It is.
So
I'm
now,
good with it.
so now you guys have been telling me, hey, you guys ought to do something, okay, you know, trucking together, they're moving up by you.
You're right.
Obviously, there you go.
They
hell
they
yeah.
weren't lying.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, well, let's
All right, guys.
check one more
Peace
thing.
out. We'll catch you later.
Thanks for the video.
Steve's just doing a quick check over.
Yep, all right, we're good.
We got it.
All
All right,
All
time
right,
next
guys.
out.
See you later.
Bye.
Kiss the phone out.
I don't know where my hang up is. There it is.
The X.